you know we got to do it. We have to play the scammer takedown phone call that we played yesterday close to 8 a.m. at about 7:55 or so. We've got to play it for the early crowd. We'll do it not in the opening segment. We'll do it in the next segment. So about 6:19, 6:20 or so, we'll play the scam call of the jury duty scam that's been going around now for quite some time. It happened to a friend of mine and Michelle's, and they called me, conferenced me in. I pretended I was their lawyer, and the fun begins. Fester had high marks. You know, Fester's a tough crowd. Fester, you're a bastard.
I am.
And you know, but you were high. What are you laughing at, Michelle?
He's not.
Yes, he is.
Some people can't face the fact that I'm a tough critic.
You are.
If you're going to put yourself out there in a comedic fashion,
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to come in with my mind made up that I'm not going to be entertained.
Mm-hmm.
And I put the onus of entertainment on you.
The onus.
And you have fully delivered on that call.
Well, thank you very much. So if you missed the call, it'll happen in the next segment. So let's say 17, 18 minutes from right now, you will hear the call in its entirety, all 2 minutes, 52 seconds of glory. Bound for glory. Just a couple of minutes. All right, it's Thursday here on the MJ Morning Show. Busy show. Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura, they're set to call in this morning at 9:30.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they get the 5K.
Two Bears.
Yeah, Two Bears 5K, and that's going to be at Ray J this weekend. Yeah, I was invited to jump in on that action. Still to see if my schedule permits.
You're a busy man.
I am. No, I have a lot of stuff. Well, because I'm traveling this weekend, so it's gonna be a tough day. You know, coming back on Sunday, it's gonna be a little tough for me to show up for this thing. But I'm looking forward to having these two guys on a little bit later on, 9:30 here on the MJ Morning Show. Oh, you know who else wants to join us? Mickey Sudo.
Do we have a lot of food coming in?
No.
Oh, okay.
But she's going to be part of a Cuban sandwich eating competition this weekend.
That's awesome.
Oh.
Yeah, Mickey Sudo. Oh, she said she'd come in, though, prior to Nathan's this year.
All right.
Yeah, so, of course, the 4th of July is famous for the Nathan's hot dog eating contest, and Mickey Sudo is the world female champion. Just blows everyone else away. I mean, it's not even close. No one's even close to her.
No.
So she said that she will come in prior to the 4th of July event up in Brooklyn, up in Coney Island.
That's awesome.
For this 4th of July. And, you know, they used to live in what? In like Port Richey, and didn't they move to like Brandon or Riverview now?
I have no idea. I just know she lives in the area and she loves hot dogs.
Yeah, she does. Hang on, let me check my direct messages on. Yeah, so she wants to call in this morning.
Great.
To promote the big Cuban sandwich
eating festival. No, it's not the Cuban sandwich festival. It's a Cuban sandwich eating contest.
Nah, here it is. Founders Day celebration in Ybor this Saturday, and Mickey Sudo and her husband Nick, who's also a competitive eater. You know, he's got the mohawk kind of thing. You know, if you've seen him on TV. So Mickey and Nick will be competing in the second annual. Oh, this is kind of brand new. This is only the second year. The second annual Cuban sandwich eating contest. The Founders Day celebration this Saturday in Ybor. Yeah, so she said she hit me up yesterday. Hey, if you get a chance to mention this, I'm like, hey, we'll have you on the show. You want to come in? You want to call in? She said, hey, do you mind if I call in and then I'll come in live before the Nathan's deal, which that's a big one. The Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
It's the biggest sporting event of the year as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, it's huge, massive. Lightning. I guess the big breaking news here this morning, the Tampa Bay Lightning, they're done. breaking news on the MJ Morning Show. Well, all right, breaking news maybe, 8 hours old? All right,
Yeah.
but lightning cooked. I saw some stats. I was reading some ESPN article last night, and I don't have it in front of me. I didn't highlight it, but I'm just kind of like going from memory here.
Yeah.
That this is the third season in a row that the Lightning were tossed out in the first round? I think it might be 3 seasons in a row that the Lightning bombed out in the first round. Can you check on that? And I know that the turnovers were insane. You know, the opportunity lost, and the Lightning got
Yes.
they got their asses handed to them last night.
I heard it's because they didn't think the ice was as cold as they normally like it. There were a couple of puddles in the middle that really slowed the team down.
Anyway, so Lightning lose to the Florida Panthers 6-3, and it's done. Remember, the Lightning, they needed to win 3 games in a row. They needed to win last night and then 2 more games for the best of 7. And that was going to be not impossible. That was going to be a tough climb. Are you serious about the ice puddle?
Yeah, the ice. You also
hold on. Are you making this up?
Nobody told the caterer about this either, because the pregame meal was bean burritos.
All right,
and the whole team was just tooting and pinching the whole time.
What the hell are you? What are you saying?
Okay, there's nothing.
All right, hold on. Are you making up the ice story?
Yeah, I'm making up all of it.
Oh, jeez. Why are you just tossing erroneous crap out on this 100,000-watt radio station? Well, technically 99,000 watts.
Why are you tossing out like you're some kind of sports guy over here?
I said I saw an ESPN article last night,
the
and
Lightning had to win all 3. You know. Yeah, we know. Yeah, so we can make a couple jokes about it.
What? Well, the ice thing was somewhat believable. The tooting up good with the burritos, that was clearly erroneous garbage.
Well, that's the point of a joke, to make it somewhat believable.
I was believing you about the ice.
And then
that's not a joke. But burrito farting is a joke, but ice not in the condition they like it, that's not a joke.
I was working my way to the burrito
That's almost
farting.
somewhat real.
I was working my way to all of these semi-plausible and completely implausible scenarios.
That is a type of joke, MJ.
I'm sorry. Fester's saying that, the Lightning, they were not happy with the condition of the ice last night. There were some puddly spots. That's like potentially real. That's not a joke.
But don't you think you would have heard that from somewhere else?
The ice actually wasn't solid at all. They should have worn galoshes.
I mean, really?
So Allison's a critiquer of the show.
Oh,
I don't know if you were.
Oh, Allison is a
critiquer.
You mean a critic?
No, critiquer.
Okay, she's a critiquer.
Well, she's only a critic of me. And she says, "You've got to stop telling MJ that you're trying to make a joke. It makes you sound less funny." I was like, thanks, hon. Shut up.
She's great.
I was like, good show today, huh? She's, except for the time when you think I'm trying to make a joke. I was like, oh.
You tell her that's because MJ doesn't get it?
He doesn't get it.
Right.
What don't I get?
So
the joke.
All right, so a lot of
you have to have a real joke.
But that was a real joke. The ice sucked.
Okay, hold on.
I mean, honestly, listen to me. The Lightning are such a legitimate team. They've won the Stanley Cup. Do you really think that they're going to run around going, the ice was sloshy and that's why? I mean, are they really going to blame their home ice on losing?
There was a flock of birds that made their way into the stadium, and they were pooping all over the ice, giving slick spots that the guys couldn't quite get their slap shots off.
They were doing what on the ice?
Okay.
There were a flock of birds.
Yes.
That entered the stadium.
Yeah.
And they were up in the rafters.
Right.
And they were pooping on the ice.
Oh, jeez.
Which gave a bunch of slick spots.
Yeah.
The team couldn't get their traction.
I mean, it's so obvious that the Lightning would never say that.
I don't think that it is out of the question that they would complain about maybe some soft spots in the ice or that.
I don't know. All right.
No.
We're really picking apart a sea-level joke.
Yeah,
in the first
really.
place.
I mean, he made a joke. It was funny. I got it.
So the bigger picture is a lot of Lightning fans out there. I am of the belief that my life is not affected at all if they win or lose.
So that's not a local team spirit.
But think about it. If the Buccaneers win the Super Bowl, how's your life change?
It
the
doesn't.
Buccaneers finish 0-17, how's your life change?
I'm happy for them. I'm happy for the area, but does it really change my life? No, it doesn't.
Yeah. So
you watch more football. We would all been watching a little more Ice hockey.
You're getting less funny and more curmudgeon-y.
Oh, no. I'm getting very funny, very funny.
All right,
no.
6:10 at the MJ Morning Show. Just getting rolling.
No.
When we get back, it's the scam caller jury duty scam takedown. If you missed the debut of this phone call yesterday, you got to hear it for the early crowd. It's next. It is 6:11. Traffic's on. Here's Schreiner. All right, here we go. 6:19 at the MJ Morning Show. It is queued up. It's ready to go. The scam caller takedown is moments away. First, though, yeah. We know phones lit up. Hey, MJ, you just played a commercial for the Lightning for the ticket sales for the continuation of the series. Yeah. We know. I said to Andrew, hey, we might want to take that commercial out. Well, it's kind of a prediction. For those that didn't catch it, in the middle of that commercial break that we just did, I've got it over here somewhere. In the middle of that commercial break, we just had this 15-second commercial.
Bulls Nation, get ready to be the Thunder for the 2025 playoffs. Presented by Advent Health.
Right.
Tickets for round one against the Florida Panthers are on sale now. To secure your tickets and everything Lightning playoffs, visit TampaBayLightning.com/2025 playoffs.
All right, so the commercial just ran, and, you kind of have a predicament because if the Lightning won last night, then we're looking at a subsequent game as the series continues.
A potential game 7 would have been played in Tampa.
So, let's see. So if we won last night, that would have gone back to Sunrise over in Broward. And then if they would have won that, then it would have come back to Tampa. That's Tamper, Tamper.
That's right.
You ever notice that there are people that they add an A when it should be an ER? And when it's an ER, then they add an A. Like refrigerator. Some people say refrigerator,
And those are the people that say Tampa.
Yeah, exactly. And instead of saying Tampa, it becomes Tamper. We're Tampa. Yeah, we're going to Tampa, Florida. Tampa, Florida.
This isn't official on Ticketmaster, but I have a feeling there's plenty of tickets available for Game 7.
Yeah, but the deal is that, what do you do? Because the commercial logs are done,
Day before.
by the end of business yesterday for today. And anyway, we know the commercial's kind of outdated. And then I told Andrew, just take those out of the log. I don't know if they pay. Are they supposed to run? Do they pay for them anyway? I don't know. I mean, it's the Vidic Sports Group. I mean, they've got a lot of money. So,
You think
hey, guess what? The Beasley Media Group, we could use a lot of money right now. So,
You think Mr. Vinnick's asking for a refund? Hey, guys, look, we lost Game 5, and you added that commercial.
Yeah.
I need my $7 back.
Yeah, listen, the radio biz, the TV biz, we're all looking for more revenue right now. Things are not quite, what they used to be during the broadcast heyday. All right, 6:21 at the MJ Morning Show. Here we go. For those that missed the premiere of this call yesterday, this is great. Even Fester, Mr. Naysayer.
No. That's completely wrong. Funny's funny. Funny is funny, and this was a very great call.
This is a scammer. This is a takedown. I was right place, right time. Folks, you've all heard of the jury duty scam. Maybe not everyone, but this is one of the scams that has been going around. Also, the toll scam. You had to get a text, you got to pay your fines for toll evasion, or you went through one of the automated tolls and you didn't pay, and you're going to be arrested, warrant issued, blah, blah, blah. You got to settle up, Florida Department of Transportation, whatever. Click on this link. Yeah, sure. And people fall for this crap all day long. Another one of the scams that's been going around for a while is the jury duty scam. You get contacted and they claim that you missed jury duty. There's a warrant out for your arrest, and you got to take care of this right now. So this scam hit a friend of ours on Tuesday afternoon, about 1 o'clock, 1:30 or so. So it hits a friend of ours, and then they're frantically, at first they were kind of caught off guard. At first, they were kind of sucked in. So they get a hold of Michelle. They get a hold of me. They're sending texts. They're calling frantically. I couldn't pick up the phone because I was in the middle of a recording. I was recording, the financial radio show with the Holland Group, and I'm in my home studio, and I'm like, what's going on here? So my phone rings. I couldn't answer it, but then I get a text from our friend and laying out the situation. Hey, I've got him on the phone right now. I think it's a scam, but I got really scared at first. They're saying that I missed jury duty. It's a federal case, and I missed federal jury duty, and there's a warrant out for my arrest, and I got to pay $2,500. I'm like, stop! Don't do anything. It's a scam. I said, are they on the phone now? Yes. Can you conference call me in? Yes. So they kept them on the phone for quite some time until I finished recording, and then they said, yeah, I'm going to get my lawyer on the phone, and that's when they brought me on. They conference called me with the scammer. And this is not a foreign scammer. A lot of times, you can tell they're calling from India or Pakistan or, some overseas crap. But no, you can tell this was an American scammer, right? So they conference call me in. I pretend I'm our friend's lawyer, and I'm trying to settle the whole thing. Listen to this takedown. Listen how I finally broke them and how they showed their true colors. Listen. So this is when I get on the phone. We're very, very concerned about this matter. I've looked at the documentation. How do we resolve this matter right now?
All right, sir. How are you doing today, sir? My name's Deputy Jonathan Crawford.
Yeah. What's your badge number?
84669, sir.
Gotcha. And which office do you work out of?
All right. I work out of the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office, sir.
Gotcha. And what's the address there?
All right. We're on Olmerson Road, sir.
Gotcha. What's right across the street from the sheriff's office?
Sir, listen, sir.
No, you listen to me. What's right across from the sheriff's office on Olmerton Road?
Listen, sir, I'd appreciate if you stop and insult my integrity.
Yeah, well, tell me, what is the name of the pizza shop right across the street?
Sir?
What is the name of the pizza shop?
I can't hear you, sir. What was the question?
What is the name of the pizza shop right across from the Olmerton, Pinellas County Sheriff's Office?
Largo Plaza. the Target store, then the Paradise Shops of Largo.
No,
then you
no,
have
no,
Lowe's.
no. What pizza shop is right across the street from the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office? What are you looking at Google Maps right now?
No, sir, I'm
Yeah,
not.
yep. Gotcha.
I'm definitely not.
Yeah, who's your sheriff? What's his name? Who's the sheriff of Pinellas County?
Bob Galtieri.
I'm sorry, what?
Bob Galtieri.
No, you're not pronouncing that properly. No, you're not.
Sir, listen, sir.
Hey, let me ask you a
It's
question.
spelled-
What is the primary vehicle for the Pinellas County Sheriff's Department?
SUV, sir.
Yeah, which one? You should be able to answer the patrol deputy's vehicle. What is the number one vehicle?
An Expedition, sir.
No, that's incorrect.
It's not, sir.
No, that's incorrect. You can't even pronounce the sheriff's name right. You can't even say Bob Gualtieri
Right.
correctly. Your deputy who?
Jonathan Crawford.
Just out of curiosity, why are you calling about a federal document when that should be the U.S. Marshal's office and not the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office?
Because, sir, obviously the 2 U.S. deputy marshals who hand-delivered these summons were in question, sir.
Yeah, sure. Hey, how about you go off? Have a nice day. Goodbye.
Yeah, how about you tell your wife to suck my How about that?
You just gave yourself up, you piece of
Yeah.
You just
yeah,
gave
sir.
yourself-
How about you tell her to come suck my
How many
How about
people?
that?
How many people
How
have you?
about that?
How many people
How
have you
about that?
scammed today? Where are you calling from? Are you?
I'm calling from your mother's house. How about that? sir?
Yeah. How about that? Yeah, you're a deputy. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're Jonathan
This is
Crawford.
goddamn-
How
how about
many
that?
people do you scam a day? You moron.
Yeah, suck my
You're not gonna scam us, buddy. Have a nice day, you
Yeah,
piece of
yeah,
shit. I'm glad we wasted a boatload of your time.
Yeah, sir. Yeah, I appreciate it. Suck faggot.
Goodbye. And then there was a couple of slurs at the end there, and man, flushed that guy out like a rat, didn't we? And then our friend, they're on the line, and a couple of times, if you listen, you could hear that there's like some noise. Obviously, he's laughing
Like
in
a
the
chuckle?
background. Yeah, I don't know. I can hear it because I have my headphones clamped to my head. But our friend who conference called me in, they're like trying not to bust out laughing
They loved it.
during that whole phone
All right,
thing.
Do you have the whole version of it? Because the call picks up like it's
No, that's where
that's the immediate.
that's where I was brought into the call.
Okay,
Yes, yeah,
all right.
yeah. I don't have the whole version because I wasn't on the phone. They kept our friend had the scammer on the line for I believe it was close to an hour.
Yeah.
Because they were driving, and then they had
Right.
the scammer then said, "Hey, can you please give me your email address so we can send you the documents?" And then they send over 3 documents, and they're kind of janky Photoshop looking documents. And I said to our friend, "I'm like, dude, don't give them your email address. You know, this is like." No one is calling you. Nobody is calling you pretending to be the police trying to shake you down for money. They're not calling you. If you're in trouble, you're going to get a process server or you're going to get a deputy at your front door. Yeah, that's how it's going to happen. You're going to get maybe something in the mail if you're in violation of something, an official letter. You know, they're not calling you trying to shake you down and telling you to send $2,500 via Venmo. So, you know, our friend was a little shaken in the beginning, then started to feel that it was a little scam-a-lam-malicious. Then got me on the phone, and then I finished those putzes off. Now, our friend sent you an additional voicemail. Do you have that still?
Yeah, I got to pull it up.
All right, because there's a phone number they left.
Mm-hmm.
They left a 727 number.
Oh, you didn't call it yet?
No, we ought to do that this morning.
Yeah, well,
We
I
ought
would
to.
have thought you would have done that already.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
your favorite thing to do in the world.
I know. So
Come on.
They called our friend's significant other
Yeah.
and left a phone number. So they had the phone numbers of the couple. So both
Right.
the scammer was calling both.
Yeah.
So what I want to know is what list did they end up on?
Yeah.
How did the scammers? How did they
Connect
have
them.
How did they have them ripe for a scam? You know, like an easy mark.
Yeah.
Why were they both on the easy target scamalicious list?
I think so.
But how do you get on that? How did the scammers get it? And you can tell That's not a foreign phone call. It wasn't a foreign boiler room scam operation. That was something either local or certainly here in the United States. And then they leave a 727 number for them to call back. So I'm wondering if it is a. Well, I want to. I didn't try it out. I just got busy yesterday. Fester, if you could write down the phone number, because later on I want to call it to see if it even works, or if they're just using some erroneous 727 number to make it seem like it's local.
Which could, it just adds to like the legitimacy of it. If you're driving in the car and someone calls you and says you're going to be arrested, you kind of start listening because you're also focused on driving, right? And then they start giving you a phone number and it's a local number. It's not like 1-800 or I can't give it to you now. Can I call you back? You start paying attention, and maybe you just sort of miss a few facts or details that they're saying along the way, and you're not thinking like, I'm being scammed. That's not the first thing that comes to mind. First thing that comes to mind is, how can I resolve this? And they just kind of reel you in.
Yeah.
All
right. Now write that number down, because we'll try to call that a little later on.
That sounds like a good time.
There you go. But so many things were wrong with the phone call. I did some research. The deputy Jonathan Crawford. Apparently, there's someone of that name that works at the Pinellas County Jail, but no one that would be making a call like this. And the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office is not making calls for the federal marshals for like some federal jury duty miss. Didn't know that it was Sardo's Pizza. Everybody in that building, everybody in the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office building knows that right across the street from the big building on Ulmerton is Sardo's Pizza, Super Sardo's Pizza. Friend of the MJ Morning Show. Didn't know the primary deputy vehicle on the road now is the Chevy. It's the Tahoe. It's not a Ford Expedition.
Well, the biggest one is, if I'm the sheriff of Pinellas County, I'm going to be damn sure everybody can pronounce my name.
Yeah.
I mean, at least get it really, really close. Not way off.
Right. That's a quiz, right? Say my name.
That's the last.
Say my name. Say my name.
That's actually the last question on the new deputy test.
Yeah.
All right.
On the verbal exam.
6:32 at the MJ Morning Show. So there it is. Total scam takedown. And I just pushed the guy till, finally he just, no deputy is going to say, bleep my bleep. I'm at your mother's house. No deputy's going to do that.
We got that point.
Right.
We know it's a fake by then.
All right, 6:33, MJ Morning Show. Early Morons of the News will roll next here on Q105, 104.7 FM. Hey, It is 6:40 at the MJ Morning Show. Got a nice pile of morons in the news here. Dive in just a second. Have you entered the Mother's Day garage door opener contest from Banco Overhead Doors and the MJ Morning Show? This is big. You know what Mom wants for Mother's Day? Box of chocolates? Nope. Flowers? Nope. Dinner? All those things are nice if you want to, get those things also. That's fine. But you know what Mom really wants for Mother's Day?
What's that?
Brand new state-of-the-art LiftMaster 87504 garage door opener.
Yes.
From Banco and the MJ Morning Show. This is as easy as it gets. Just send us an email why Mom deserves a brand new $1,000 garage door opener. This is top of the line. This is the best one that LiftMaster makes. Fully connected to Wi-Fi. You can open and close your door from your phone. You can see if your door's open. It's got a video feed, the 360 light ring. So this will be installed. You win the opener and it's installed by Banco. This is a $1,000 prize, and we're giving away 5 of them next week. All you have to do is send an entry in. Just email me. Email MJ at mjmorningshow.com to send me an email on why Mom deserves a garage door opener. Tell me a story. Funny story, sad story, real story, fake story. So whether you're a husband, whether you're the kids, listen, Mom, send in your own damn entry. All right, listen, mom, go get your own Mother's Day gift. So anyone can enter. I don't care how many times you send it in. I don't care how many stories you send in. I had said that I was going to take entries until like Sunday night, and then we'll start giving them away next week, Monday morning, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm thinking maybe I just keep the entries open just through the whole contest period.
It's your email box, man.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do.
Yeah. I mean, already I'm slammed, but hey, we're just going to go through them and pick the best ones. But you got to be in it if you want to try to win it. So if you'd like a $1,000 garage door opener, thanks to Banco, best in garage doors around town, garage door service, garage door repair, new doors, openers. Yeah, you want Banco. BancoDoors.com. So send me an email, MJ at MJMorningshow.com, on why Mom deserves the opener. And if you're a mom yourself, yeah, you can enter too. MJ at mjmorningshow.com. We'll give away the first opener Monday morning and then every day next week, and it's $1,000 each time. 5 of them. So good luck. All right, morons in the news. This is awful. Of course, it's Florida. If it's awful, it's Florida. If it's morons in the news, it's usually Florida.
Yeah, most likely.
We do geographically spread our wings and fly out of the state sometimes.
Yeah.
But we will deal with Florida idiocy first. Gotta love this one. Xbox gamer threatened to kill a fellow player and burn down their house and make their entire family disappear.
What?
Exactly. This is from Palm Coast, other side of the state. An Xbox gamer, according to law enforcement, threatened a Florida teen, threatened to kill him, murder him, off him, burn down his house, and disappear his entire family. Yeah, this is according to a presser from the Flagler County Sheriff's Office. Yeah, the investigation is actually quite lengthy. A 2.5-year investigation. It all started in October of 2022. And the victim here, who was underage at the time, was a juvenile, started getting these horrific, threatening messages through their Xbox console. And I mean, I'm aware of this. I've never had an Xbox. I don't want an Xbox. I'm not a gamer.
Yeah, I'm not a gamer either, but I guess you can message each other,
Yeah,
right?
so I've always heard of this, about Xbox messaging. And again, I'm not an expert on it. I just know that it exists. So this juvenile at the time started getting these messages, these threats via Xbox. According to the Flagler County Sheriff's Office, the father of the boy told deputies, that an individual whose gamer name was RASHAPHID, so Rashafid, #, 5243, sent these horrible threats. And, they also used a different name. So they had a couple of different gamer names. One was X-Rain Bao Mo DSX.
Sounds like you're speaking a completely foreign language.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're talking to Elon Musk's kids over here.
So, no, it's one of it's one of Elon Musk's kids' names, is what it sounds like, right? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean, different way to say the same joke.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. All right.
So
So the guy,
or I'm speaking some language in the Star Wars bar.
some Klingon bar, Star Wars. All right, so
Klingons of Star Trek.
valid points.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
don't want to offend the nerds.
right.
So listen. So
You will.
the guy who was making the threats, he was he out of state?
I'm going to give you the rest of the details. So the investigation went on since 2022. So I guess October 22, July 2022, some of these messages were coming out. So some of the statements in the messages, quote, "I know where you live. Next time you spread room, your mom, dad will be misser by morning." All right, so I know where you live. Next time you spread room. So I'm thinking next time you spread a rumor?
Mhm.
No, next time you spread room.
Yeah, yeah.
He wrote what he meant.
Your mom and dad will be misser. I'm thinking missing by morning. Your family will be misser. Okay. Again, burn house to ground. I don't know if English is this guy's strong point, the guy writing the
He's
messages.
certainly not a good typer.
Yeah. Your family will be misser if spread room again, burn house to ground. You better shut trap. You next person in line, family that I kill. I'm reading these verbatim. So these are the messages. So according to the gamer's father, didn't know the person, never met this person. And the communications they were having, it was only via the Xbox Messenger. They also had some kind of contact via Snapchat. Anyway, The kid was in Florida, Flagler County, other side of the state. The doofus, the threatener with the horrific command of the English language, he's been identified as 32-year-old James Maynard of Maine.
What?
Yeah, all the way up on I-95, all the way up in Maine, a 32-year-old.
And all the way up to 32 years old,
Yeah.
threatening some little kid on a gaming situation.
Now, it doesn't say that he lives in his mother's basement, but I'm guessing that.
Hello.
I'm looking at his mugshot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he looks like he lives in his mother.
He does.
He does.
Oh, my God. So finally, years later, in February of this year, 2025, deputies finally tracked down this gamer tag to this dude, Maynard. They confirmed that he lived way up north in Maine. They put his email together, his address, which I guess they had finally subpoenaed Microsoft, the owner of Xbox. And then Google confirmed the identity through some other information that they were able to track down on March 14th. Then April 1st, the victim told deputies over in Flagler that this guy Maynard had kept altering his profile and was still trying to contact him through the video chat on Xbox and on social media. And it was through those chats that they finally were able to put two and two together and use all the information and find out it was this 32-year-old cretin up in Maine.
Why this kid? How did he pick this kid?
I don't know.
Okay, I did find an article that clarifies
Yeah.
for your information.
We'll go right ahead.
He does have a speech impediment,
Right.
and he does live with his mother.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. The individual is identified as 32-year-old James Maynard of Maine, who does have a speech impediment and mentioned living with his mother.
Okay, I know people with speech impediments. They don't type it out.
Yeah, does it translate? If you have a speech impediment, does that translate into...
Unless it was talk to text.
Oh, maybe.
Oh, see?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's like,
There you go,
Your
Fester.
family been mither?
spread the room.
If spread room again?
Mm-hmm.
Again, AGAN. Burn house to ground. You better shut trap. You next person in line. Family that I kill.
Okay, now it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Before I thought he was a bad typer. Now
Right.
he just can't talk right.
Might be bad speech to text. You're right. Anyway, he was arrested on the 25th. He was arrested just 5 days ago. They just busted him and charged with written electronic threats to kill or cause bodily harm. Anyway, this is a multi-year investigation, 2.5-year plus investigation to find out who was threatening this kid. What a doofus. I don't know why you'd want to spread and get rid of your supply. Listen, I'm not a marijuana smoker.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. But this guy apparently is. I don't know if they found him yet, but police in Texas, in Lufkin, were looking for a guy that hid weed in Easter eggs and placed them all around a Texas town.
Oh, no. Oh, that's terrible.
What the hell?
All the kids
Yeah.
are finding eggs everywhere.
Let's put marijuana in these brightly colored plastic Easter eggs. Here's the deal on this. Police in Lufkin, Texas, are actively searching for a man they say filled plastic Easter eggs with small amounts of marijuana and hid them around the city for anybody to find, including a young girl who found one while at a park with her grandfather. What would possess someone to take marijuana, which I'm guessing they paid for, and then put them in plastic Easter eggs and then hide them around Lufkin, Texas? What the hell?
Maybe they were just high and they thought this was funny.
I don't know.
I mean, I can't imagine.
All right, hold on. I got to say, I'm happy that they actually used the green marijuana instead of like edible candy or something
Oh,
that the kids might have eaten right away.
Holy
Fester, that
crap.
would have been terrible.
My kid finds a baggie of oregano. They're at least telling mom.
Right.
What's this? What's this crap?
Yeah.
And mom's like, give that to me.
I
That's a
think
good
this guy.
No.
I think this guy once appeared on a Cops episode.
Smoke some marijuana. I'm a marijuana smoker.
I pulled that from a Cops episode.
Smoke some marijuana. I'm a marijuana smoker.
Were they live with the men and women of law enforcement of Lufkin,
Yeah,
Texas?
they were. Yeah.
Smoke some marijuana. I'm a marijuana smoker.
Unbelievable. So a young girl finds it. Yeah. So they're looking now. They know who he is. They're just looking for him. The last I saw, they haven't tracked him down. After hiding the eggs, Avante Nicholson, 23, went on social media to post pictures and hints
Yeah.
to help people find the hidden Easter eggs, which he stashed in 3 local parks and behind a Motel 6.
His purpose was if you shopped with him that day, then you got hints about where the Easter eggs were. So it was like maybe you could get a bonus.
Well, so if you bought pot from him,
Yeah,
then you'd get a hint on where to go find more pot in the Easter egg.
exactly. Either pot or some other narcotics that he was selling.
6:54 at the MJ Morning Show. And so they know who he is, but they haven't been able to find him, according to the last report I have. That's insane. All right, 7 o'clock hour starts next. Hey, there's a rumor going around regarding a big archaeological find, and it's just an example that, like, Gen Z is just falling for all kinds of crap. And I'm sure it's beyond Generation Z, but what's the... And people are believing this. I've had people say, oh, MJ, did you hear about this? I've gotten communication. I've gotten emails. I've gotten some social media hits. And it's like, it's not true. All right, so what's circulating that's not true? And what is it about Generation Z being like the most gullible? All right, that's next. Stand by. MJ Morning Show here on Q105, 104.7 FM. 7:02. It's the MJ Morning Show. I have stumbled across this multiple times. It came across some item I saw last night, and I'm like, I finally have to talk about this. There is no underground city that was found under the Giza pyramids in Egypt.
What? No, I've been hearing about this.
I know.
No. The cylinders that are holding it up, we don't know how they got there. They're mechanical. Can they raise the thing going up and down? My parents told me all about this when I was there.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah.
You didn't tell me this.
Yeah.
All right, so it's, like I said, it's not just Gen Z.
No.
But for whatever reason, I guess this has gripped Generation Z
And boomers.
the most. And apparently your parents, your parents are boomers.
Two ends of the spectrum there.
This is bizarre. Yeah, so Michelle and Chloe,
Yeah.
they're driving around and they're
Yeah.
they're visiting various schools and stuff, and they were within a couple of hours of Michelle's mother's place in the mountains of Virginia, and they stopped in. This is what, like a week and a half ago, right?
Yeah, it was my mom's birthday. We
Yeah.
happened to be nearby,
Yeah.
so I was like, let's just make this kind of a
Go see
circuitous kind of route.
Yeah, right. So Michelle stops in. I had no idea. You didn't tell me you had a whole. So how did this transpire? You're
hey,
just like, you're at dinner?
Yeah, like, hey, did you see the discovery underneath the pyramids with the cylinders and I was like, yeah.
It's fake. It is real.
What?
It is
Don't.
not a real.
You know what? Stop. Because she watches and listens. What's today? She might not be listening today. Okay, you can talk.
But your mother and your
My stepfather, for all practical purposes.
Yeah, they have to stop believing
No.
everything they see on social media.
You know, one of their no, they don't see it on social media. That's the thing. They they love this show called Ancient Aliens. Have you ever watched
That's
it?
a good show,
Right?
Yeah, sure.
And they love the one where the what is it? The technology shows you, like, if you drained the water out of places and it shows you what's below.
Yeah, I've seen that
kind of
one. Yeah,
stuff?
I've seen that show.
They
Draining
are
the
in.
oceans?
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah,
Is that the actual name of it?
I think so.
I've
seen it before.
Yeah, they love that kind of stuff.
I can't. So here I'm talking about Gen Z, and you didn't tell me that your mother believed it.
Yeah.
How old's your mom? 70? What is she?
72. Well, she just had a birthday. So what is she, 73 now?
Whatever.
Yeah.
That's so I'm about to talk about Gen Z, and Gen Z, they're the ones that are like passing this all around and perpetuating this, but there is no underground city under the Giza pyramids, but because of artificial intelligence, I'll share this with you. Let me share you a little blurb here. A years-old theory claiming there's a massive underground city beneath Egypt's Giza pyramids is again exploding across social media, fueled by AI-generated images and conspiracy theories, and amplified by platform algorithms. These viral posts claim researchers use radar to uncover hidden chambers and spiral staircases deep below the ancient pyramids. No! This is false. It's fake. It doesn't exist. But it's just another example of people believe whatever pops up on TikTok, or Instagram Reels, stop it. The number of people that, and listen, I don't want to mention any names, but it might be the same person that had the jury scam call that we played.
They believe it?
But no, it's just, it's fairly constant that I have to tell them that something they're asking me about is totally fake. And they believe it. It's like, where do you get your news? Oh, on Reels or TikTok. Stop getting your news from TikTok and Reels. There's just so much garbage out there.
Okay, but I'm reading an article right now. It says Italian researchers uncovered a vast underground network beneath the Egyptian pyramids. And they show you radar images.
Yeah.
Why would you not believe it?
Well, because it's just computer generated, and some
Spiral staircases.
I just said that.
Pipelines for a water system.
There's no vast underground city under the Giza pyramids.
This is disappointing. I was hoping there was.
Okay, wait a minute.
Yeah.
An expert from the University of Denver.
Yeah, you're
called
talking
the claims a huge exaggeration.
Yeah. Are you talking about Professor Lawrence Conyers?
Yeah.
Yes, Dr. Lawrence Conyers from I guess University of Denver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he says that it's a huge exaggeration. That there are small shafts and chambers underneath pyramids, as we've discovered, and there are like hidden cells and rooms that have been found over the years, but there's no vast, like, expansive, modernish or underground city.
Yeah.
But the people that believe this crap, it's unbelievable, folks. Please. Get your crap from a valid source and not a TikTok reel that pops up.
Yeah, a valid source like us. Get your news from MJ.
Hey, you want to, dude? You know what?
I'm your hype man.
Yeah, you said that with like that was sarcastic.
I said it like MJ Morning Show, where news comes fifth.
What the hell are you saying? Hey, why don't you share the gift that someone sent you? Man, I'll tell you.
It's been a good gift week.
It has been a great gift week. I received a gift from a listener. I don't know who they are. They haven't said, hey, that was me. Somebody sent me a Station 51 KMG 365 t-shirt. And if you're of a certain era, you remember...
Station 51 KMG 365.
Yeah, from the TV show Emergency. When I was a kid, it ran from like 1972 to like 1977 or 78. And man, I love that show. Saturday nights on NBC, Emergency, with all the alarms going off and...
Station 51 KMG 365.
And whenever they were sent out on a call, they acknowledged with their station call, KMG 365. Someone sent me a T-shirt that says Station 51 KMG 365. And Fester, he just had a hat sent to him yesterday.
Yeah, so I have a package next to me. It was off to the side yesterday. I guess I didn't notice it during the show.
Yeah, you didn't open up until after the show.
Okay, I said, "What's this?"
It was sitting right in front of you.
I was gonna give
How
it
do
to
you
you.
not open up a box?
I'm too busy. I don't know. I didn't see it. It was out of my sight. And then I look, my name's on the label. I'm like, oh, well, let me open it up. And a listener sent me an awesome ball cap. Hold on. Look at this. It's a corn dog cap. And it says Fester on it.
Yeah, take MJ's camera, would you please, Andrew? All right. So it's a.
This is Fester.
It's like what'd I say?
You said MJ's camera.
Oh, I'm sorry. Take Fester's camera. What am I saying? I don't even know. I have no idea what I'm saying.
And it says,
Yeah.
respect the corn dog.
Yeah, it's a trucker's cap. It's like a foam padded front trucker's cap, red, white, and blue. And it's got is that steam coming off the corn dog?
I mean,
It's a hot corn dog?
yeah, one little track of smoke or steam
Yeah.
coming off.
So it's a corn dog. And what does it say? Respect the corn dog?
Respect the corn dog.
And then it says Fester. So it's like totally customized.
Well, I appreciate it.
So who the hell's there's no note in there?
There's no note. That's the thing.
What about the return label? Is it like a fulfillment center somewhere?
It is from a website called Zazzle.
Zazzle.
Yeah, I love that website.
Yeah.
Zazzle in Culver City, California.
Oh, Zazzle. I think I've heard of Zazzle.
Yeah.
Is that where you can get like custom screen printed
Yeah,
stuff?
uh-huh. I've ordered from there before.
Hold on, what did you order from Zazzle?
T-shirts for the 3rd grade poetry in the park at Chloe's school.
Holy, 3rd grade?
Yeah.
They've been around that long?
Hold on. That's like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, Fester, I guess Zazzle's been around that long.
They're great. If you whatever you want, you just plug it in and they can pretty much do it.
Wow.
Okay.
So, tell you what, Fester got a box.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
What's in the box? It's a corn dog. You know what? Brad Pitt would have been much happier if there was a corn dog hat in that box in the movie 7
Yeah.
instead of his wife's head. You know, it would have been a much more enjoyable. I'm sorry to spoil the movie, by the way.
It's an old movie.
I'm sorry for
Come on.
I'm sorry for the 7 spoiler at the end of the movie when his wife's head was delivered in a box. I apologize. A little too soon. When did the movie come out? 95? 30 years ago?
Yeah, we just went and watched it. 30-year anniversary.
This Zazzle site has a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
How would you like a necktie with a bunch of little pictures of Michelle on it?
What's in the box?
Oh, it's a necktie with little pictures of Michelle on it.
Yeah, right?
Zazzle.
I could get you a watch with Michelle's face on the face.
Oh, see, that's the best right there.
You put the arms right in the middle of her
Yeah, I'm
nose.
sure that's a high quality timepiece. That's what I'm looking for. All right, 7:12 at the MJ Morning Show. Hey, Andrew, do you have the audio bite? Here we go. It is up there. So I've had this sitting around for a couple of days, and I just wanted to mention this because I saw a commercial while watching. Was it Law and Order SVU that we were watching on like USA or something? All right, so Michelle loves Law and Order. Michelle is a huge, massive Law and Order fan. You like the original though. Like your favorite is like the early like Jerry Orbach days, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's your favorite. But Michelle, you're a sucker for Law and Order, even if it's like Mariska Hargitay and the awful actor Ice-T.
You know what? I love him. Come on.
He's so bad, he's great.
Exactly. I mean, he's just so deadpan on his delivery.
Yeah.
And you just got to figure that, you know what? There probably are, cops on the job.
It's
like
all right,
that.
Liv. We're going to catch him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what he sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna. But it's almost like he's reading the script badly. It's like, I'll tell you what, let's go investigate the crime scene. You know,
Let's go.
But
I can't believe you're ragging on him so much. I love him.
Munch, look what I found over here.
Oh, don't mention him.
I know.
yeah, he died.
Belzer, right?
Richard Belzer, yeah.
Belzer.
But you'd think after like 20-something years on Law and Order SVU or whatever the hell it's called, you'd think that Ice-T's acting and his delivery of lines would get a little more smooth and believable and fluid.
Why?
You know what? I
Why?
think if you look at the history of the show, Mariska Hargitay and he,
Yeah.
I think are the only two like originals from the beginning. Because I think he started.
Yes, keep going.
No, I thought you were giving me the finger. I thought you were giving me the finger.
But finish your sentence.
He started when he was 24. He's the only one still alive. Yeah, that's right. So he's been on so long.
But other people have come and gone. They've had DAs come and go. They've had other law enforcement officers come and go.
The point is, the reason why I'm bringing this up is Michelle and I were watching.
Yeah, what's the point?
And a commercial comes up.
This has nothing to do with the point.
This has nothing to do with Law and Order. It's just a commercial that came up.
Has your dog RSVP'd to your wedding yet? Let us be your dog's +1. Fairy Tale Pet Care is the nation's first wedding pet care company. We work directly with you to make sure that your wedding day is your dog's best day ever too. From transportation to familiarizing them with the venue and even coordinating with your other vendors,
You got this?
our trained handlers are there to take care of every last detail. Visit fairytalepetcare.com today to view our packages and fill out an inquiry form.
All right, so Fairy Tale Pet Care is a company that handles your pet so your pet can be in your wedding
Yes.
or attend your wedding.
Yes.
I didn't even know this existed. How many people integrate their dog or their gerbil or their cat? I mean, how many people integrate their pet into their wedding?
All right, dude, I bet you it's a lot more than you think, and I bet you there's the interest in it is higher than you think.
Uh-huh.
I mean, okay, did you and Michelle live together before you got married?
Yes.
Yes.
Did you have a pet?
We lived in sin.
Well,
no, we had no pet until
Yes, we did.
No, not before we were married.
Yes, we did.
okay, well, all right, I'm not trying.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I'm not trying to get into.
You should be asking me because I'm the one who
let me
knows.
ask Michelle.
Wait a
Turn
sec.
to me and ask.
Wait a minute.
Custer.
So that was Scooby.
Stop.
That was Scooby, right?
We got Scooby in May,
Oh, we got married in June.
and we got married in June.
Okay, all right. So
Wait a minute. Who watched Scooby when we went to our honeymoon?
More importantly, who watched Scooby while we were getting married?
I don't know who.
We had a babysitter, a dog sitter
We
who came
did?
to your parents' house and
Okay.
watched the dog.
I don't
And yes,
remember.
and you're getting ready
All
to
right,
ask me
all
who
right, all
watched
right.
the dog when we were on our honeymoon?
You guys-
my grandparents.
you guys are a bad example.
Right.
Let's say a couple have been you've been living together for 5 years before you get married, right?
yeah.
And you have a dog for 4 or 5 years.
You love
that
it.
dog is the kid, as
Yep.
important as any family member
I
is.
get
that dog
it,
is.
but how many people have their dog at their wedding? So listen.
I bet you a
a
lot
lot
want
of people.
To. A
Dog
lot
of
wa-
honor.
I would love to go to a dog-friendly wedding, and I hate weddings.
It gets more interesting. The company is like based and like founded here
Yeah.
in the Tampa Bay area.
It's brilliant.
So Michelle, we saw the commercial for the very first time on Law and Order on, I think it was USA Network. And I just played the commercial.
Has your dog RSVP'd to your wedding yet? Let us be your dog's +1. Fairy Tale Pet Care is the nation's first wedding pet care company.
So they have somebody handle your dog
Uh-huh.
so your dog or pet, whatever it is, can be at your wedding. And then Michelle looks it up and she's like, hey, I think they're founded right here in the Tampa Bay area. I'm like, how have I never heard of this until like now?
Kelly and Alana, if you're listening, or if somebody's listening who knows them, let us know. We want to hear about this business. I mean, they're franchised across the country
And
now.
that's got to be the model. The model is a franchise. Because if they're Tampa based, they can't do a wedding in
Yeah.
in Chicago.
So, Michelle, did you say that through your research, you've also found out that they were on Shark Tank?
Yeah, they were on Shark Tank.
Really?
They've been featured on a lot of stuff. We really missed the boat on this one.
How is this like just new to me? How did I not know? Oh, Fester just found, I guess, the clip from Shark Tank. All right, go ahead and roll it. Let me hear it. Go ahead.
Plus, we have that mission aspect.
You know what? I'd like to make an offer, all right? What I really love about your business is it's at its inception, which I love. I like the fact you tried 5 people before going gangbusters. I invested in 3 different franchises, all who went bust because they brought in the wrong people and they grew too fast, and I could not slow them down to qualify their people. What I like also about your business is I think there's a huge market for dog lovers who want to work part-time and
No, this is the wrong one.
This is the
so I'll
pitch.
make you an offer of
okay.
$75,000 for 25%.
So it is the right one.
This isn't the intro. This is the pitch. This
okay.
is the deal. I'm sorry. I'm working off clips off of YouTube here.
But wait a sec. But
yeah, they're pitching it to her.
But I'm not hearing about a wedding. I'm hearing about
Dog lovers market. Hold on.
For dog lovers who want to work part-time and make a part-time living as supplementary income.
Okay,
So I'll make you an offer of $75,000 for 25%.
that's a lot.
Wow, thank you so much for your
It's
offer.
too much of a percentage.
Kevin, you have an offer?
Turn them down.
I love death and weddings. I invest in all of them on Shark Tank.
I love
Here's my offer.
I
I'm
guess
sorry the way I'm looking at it, saying to myself, it's
I
so
guess they
small
also
right
handle your dog at a funeral too.
No,
What?
that's not on their website. Don't start that. You're spreading rumors.
It could be an untapped market.
He's just saying that.
All right, hang on.
People will pay for death.
I could make hundreds of dollars. I mean, I would do the 75 $75,000, but I want to be the third partner. I want 33 and a third.
Oh, wow.
And then I put the accelerator on it.
Ladies, two very interesting offers.
Yes.
What are you going to do?
Thank you so much, Mr. Wonderful, for your offer.
All piss off.
Yeah. Barbara, would you consider the $75,000 for 15?
Yeah, take him down. Take him
no.
down. Oh,
I'm going to put a heck of a lot of work into this because I know how to do.
She says no.
franchising better than anyone.
All right, do they accept
I've ever
it?
met, okay?
Yeah, I take it.
I know how to qualify.
hold on. I got to go to the end. Oh, they did. Hang on. Here it is.
Wow.
They got Barbara
Thank you,
Cochran.
Mr. Wonderful. We do appreciate your offer.
They said yes.
Yeah.
So, or Barbara Corcoran.
Corcoran.
Yeah. Didn't she get scammed? Barbara Corcoran she was part of some big scam.
I don't know.
Where she got no, she did. We don't know.
I don't.
Barbara Corcoran was scammed with something.
I thought she was part of a scam.
No.
All right.
Well, she was scammed.
I'm sure.
I think
everybody-
early on.
Yeah.
Listen, everybody gets scammed.
There was some.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, she got roped into a scam or something. All right, 7:21 at the MJ Morning Show. But how many weddings do they do a year?
How many do they need to do? If it's a part-time job,
Yeah.
if you do one or two a month,
But
and
I'm
you
just
get
saying,
a couple $100.
How much money are they making? Serious money with?
Look, you franchise the operation. It runs, pretty limitedly, I think, over the weekends when people are getting married. And, how many weddings can you do if you have enough employees?
Yeah.
10, 20?
You scale
30?
it.
All right, 7:21 at the MJ Morning Show. I posted an image last night on my Instagram. That is insane. I posted a wanted poster photo on my IG, and somebody's all twisted out of shape on this. So hang on. Wait till you see this. Wait till you hear it. If you want to get a jump on it, go to my Instagram. It's the last item I posted at Certified MJ Radio. So why do I have a pissed off listener that's like not going to listen anymore? And anyway, so I'll tell you the whole story next. And an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ is next here on Q105, 104.7 FM. Post on my Instagram last night that has some people worked up into a tizzy. Welcome back, MJ Morning Show, 728, rolling up on, actually 729 now. Here we go. 1 hour, 20 minutes of nonstop MJ starts right now. So I stumbled across an item yesterday, which is fantastic. The NYPD, this is up in New York. This is in Queens, the borough of Queens. Fester, can you name all the boroughs of New York? Go.
Yeah, so there's the Bronx.
Yep.
There's Manhattan.
Yep.
There's Queens.
Yep.
There's Staten Island.
Yep.
And Brooklyn.
That is, oh, man, that is good.
Yeah.
And you're from Long Island originally, right?
Yeah.
What, Bensonhurst? Where are you from?
I was at Lindenhurst.
Lindenhurst. There you go. So I post this image. I'm just trying to get clicks and hits. No.
You finally figured out what gets attention on Instagram.
I post this image of an attractive youngish woman with a humongous chest and a totally low-cut top that puts her enormous breasts like on a shelf. I mean, like a curio cabinet of boobs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they really are. That's a perfect description.
You like that?
Yeah.
Wow. A display case of yamas. All right?
I mean, this picture's kind of a tale of 1.5 stories.
All right. This has a great story to it.
Yeah.
This is the photo that was used on an NYPD wanted poster. The woman that you're seeing, this hot mugshot, the woman you're seeing is Lucy Laura. Now, if you want to see this, it's very easy. Just go to my Instagram. It is the top item. It's the first thing posted on my Instagram. And I got somebody angry at me. I'll read you one of the comments. So it's on my Instagram. Go to Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio on Instagram, and take a look at this rack. All right, Michelle, can you describe what you're seeing on this thing?
Boobs. I mean, I don't know what else do you want me to say. I couldn't do it any better than you.
They are enormous. I mean,
Okay, hold on. They're not enormous like the sense like she's in the circus.
Right.
Yeah.
They're just very perfectly proportional.
And
prominently featured in the photo.
Right. And the cleavage is intense cleavage. All right, listen, men, women alike, you're going to want to go look at this.
She's deliberately taking a sexy... They must have gotten this off of her social media.
Yes, exactly. So this is not a previous mugshot. This is just a photo that they found.
It's not a booking photo down at Rikers.
So they find this image of Lucy Laura. She's 34 years old. And the reason why they were looking for her is that she was involved in like a strong-arm robbery. She was part of this caper where they tried to steal an engagement ring off of, all right, let me give you the details here. The NYPD's latest wanted poster features a suspect whose assets are on display for all of us to see, baby. Lucy Laura, 34-year-old woman from the Queens borough of New York City, from Queens, arrested. So they finally got her. So they arrested her yesterday. They hold her and her, Michelle, if you were to guess, what size are we looking at there?
Oh, I have no idea.
I mean, she's pretty
I'm not a real good bra expert.
I mean, we don't know if she's 5'2" or.
Oh,
she's
no.
5'10".
We do. We. As a matter of fact, why don't you? If you read my post, you'd know. We do know that.
Who's reading the post when you have this picture?
She's 5'4" and listed at 150 pounds, which she does. First of all, maybe 50 pounds of that are the boobs.
I say 5'4", 150.
I was gonna say because Chloe's 5'4" and Chloe weighs like 120.
Yeah. So I'm telling you right now that about 50 pounds are her boobs, but they have her listed as 5'4" and 150 pounds. I don't know if she's that, but yeah, those boobs are pretty enormous. So the NYPD released this wanted poster of this woman, and apparently Lucy Laura, was working with her brother, Carlos Laura Diaz, to steal his ex-fiance's engagement ring. And there was this violent confrontation. This was in the Jackson Heights area of Queens, New York. And, the hell with the crime. It's all about the mugshot, or it's all about the
wanted poster.
The wanted poster photo. That's what it's about. And it's pretty spectacular. I think that men and women alike are going to want to go look at this. And again, it's on my Instagram at Certified MJ Radio. And in no way is this an attempt to get people to go to my Instagram and give me a follow at Certified MJ Radio. In no way did this ever, ever, ever cross my mind.
All right. I know she's working awfully hard to be sexy in this online photo, but does she have a horse face?
No. She. I think
Michelle, do you see like that? That's a long nose.
Festus, she does not. She's
a little bit of a horse face.
She's, at least in this photo, I find her reasonably attractive.
Reasonably,
and her boobs are just enormous.
You're just so distracted by the boobs.
Hey,
so
we can't. At least we can all admit we all know what MJ likes.
So Lucy Laura is accused of telling her 38-year-old brother to grab his ex's ring. Because it was all about her brother's ex-fiance, and they were scheming to get the engagement ring back. So they have this violent confrontation to rip the ring off her finger. The ex-fiance gets pushed onto the ground, gets hurt. So it becomes like a strong-arm robbery. So she was wanted. The cops put out, NYPD, they put out this poster trying to find her, and I guess they finally apprehended her yesterday morning. So a couple of things I want to point out. Here's a direct message that came from, actually not a direct message. This was just a message left from MBM Pipes. This is one of my followers on Instagram. Bro, my wife is lying next to me in bed, sees this pop up on my feed and asks, who TF is that?
That's about right. That's the appropriate wife response.
So last night, this guy's sitting in bed just, scrolling. A lot of people scroll. They're on their phones before they go to sleep. And this guy's scrolling, and boom, this pops up, and it's just this attractive woman with giant boobs. And the wife is like, who TF is that? Well, it's a wanted woman on the MJ Instagram feed. And then, before I move on, then I get to this one. And, come on. Some people are just way too freaking sensitive. Let me go to the comments over here. What?
Oh, no, dude.
What?
That BPM Pipes actually makes smoking pipes.
Okay.
I clicked his link.
All right.
Have BPM Pipes message me. I'll buy a pipe.
That's fantastic.
Okay, I thought it was like plumbing pipes. I was trying to make a joke about pipes in his name and him looking at pictures of busty women on his Instagram, and I click his link and he makes real smoking pipes.
And then,
all right. That's so unique.
Another follower of mine posts this. You don't have to add the vulgarity of this. My kids used to look, in all caps. So you don't have to add to the vulgarity of this. My kids used to, in all caps, look at your posts. Used to now. You are just creepy. How about you call up the NYPD and complain? It's the NYPD put out the wanted poster with this lady's boobage, her cleavage.
I think they're all over New York City, like on poles or something, aren't they?
Yeah.
They found her.
Yeah. And then somebody comes to my defense. Ange in Tampa. Thank you, Ange, A-N-G. Ange in Tampa comes to my defense. Like your kids never see a lady with boobs in the wild? Yeah. So numerous people say, here's another one. Kelly N-I-C, Kelly Nick. Kelly writes to this SMN, OMG, just stop. He's in radio. His job is to share stories and report news. Kids do not belong on social media or anywhere near it, period.
Right.
People complain about anything and everything these days. Well, thank you, folks.
You're giving this complaint an awfully big platform, by the way.
So what's the hoopla all about? Go look at the lady with the giant boobs on the wanted poster. And, hey, listen, leave a message. You think she's attractive? Yes or no? What do you think, Fesso?
I think she's number 8 in the Kentucky Derby. I tell you what. I mean, from the neck up.
Will you stop it? She doesn't have a horse face. Okay. Will you knock it off?
She doesn't have a total horse face.
Wait a second. Is that a mint julep in her hand? Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, it's a feed bag. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, my God.
She's a little bit of a horse face on the neck up.
No, she
All
doesn't.
right, the both of you are being really mean right now.
No, but I would say...
Yeah, to horses.
I would say, what, 34... Like triple E?
Sounds like you're a little more educated in that department than I am.
34 triple E?
No, MJ, she's 5'4". But what you trying to be like a carnival guesser over here?
Instead of weight and age,
yeah.
guess bra size.
I'll get you I'll get you a spot at the state fair next year.
If I can't guess your bra size, you win this stuffed animal.
Oh, jeez.
You get a real good look at him. Let me see.
You guys are nasty.
7:39 at the MJ Morning Show here on Q105, 104.7 FM. Mom wants a garage door opener for Mother's Day. Let me just take a second to remind you about entering this contest because we start giving these away. Oh, and then right after this, you're not going to believe what a dog did inside a Trader Joe's. Yeah, a dog. You're not supposed to bring your dog into Trader Joe's. Wait till you hear what happened. And how do you know this didn't happen prior to you going to the Trader Joe's? Hang on, I'll tell you in just a second. So we've teamed up with Banco. Banco, a longtime sponsor here on the MJ Morning Show. Best garage door company around. Banco Overhead Doors. Bank on Banco for any garage door needs, service, whatever. So for Mother's Day, Banco is giving me five top-of-the-line LiftMaster 87504 garage door openers. Mom wants a state-of-the-art garage door opener for Mother's Day. All you have to do is send me an email. Send an email to mj@mjmorningshow.com and tell me why Mom deserves or needs or wants a brand-new garage door opener. This is a $1,000 deal. The 87504 from LiftMaster is the top of the line. It's got the video camera. It sends video to your phone via the app. You can open and close your garage door. See if you left it open on your app. 360 light ring. I have these at my house, so I speak from experience. These are the best garage door opener ever from LiftMaster. And Banco has given me 5 of these to give away. All you have to do is send us an email why Mom deserves a garage door opener for Mother's Day. It can be a real story, a fake story. It can be a funny story, sad story, whatever. I don't care if you make the freaking thing up. Just the best stories are going to win starting Monday morning. And guess what? Mom, if you want to enter yourself, that's fine. This is all loosey-goosey. Just the best stories will win. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week, $1,000 garage door opener installed by Banco every single day next week. But you got to send an entry in to MJ@MJMorningshow.com. That's MJ@MJMorningshow.com. And I'm thinking about maybe keeping the entries open even all through next week. Yes. Instead of, I think I'm going to do that. But get your entries in. Hurry up, folks. This is gross. This was a New York City Trader Joe's, but this could happen anywhere. You know, we've got Trader Joe's in South Tampa. what are there, like 3 Trader Joe's in town? Is there one?
I know of 2.
Is there one in what, Sarasota? Is there one over in St. Pete also somewhere? Trader Joe's?
St. Pete, there's one about 5 miles south of the radio station on 4th.
Right.
Then there's one in South Tampa.
South Tampa
where somebody got paid off to approve that parking
on
lot.
Swan.
And then
somebody got greased, man.
Yeah.
Somebody got their palms greased. There is no way. I just remember when I built my house, just the hassles on the code and the setback, and this pillar is 2 inches too close to the street, and blah blah blah, and they got that Trader Joe's approved on Swan. It's just ridiculous. The parking lot sucks. The traffic is backed up onto Dale Mabry. It's a hazard. And I love Trader Joe's. There are a dozen things that I love at Trader Joe's. It's a total destination for me. Do I do my regular shopping there? No. But do I do destination shopping for the items I like at TJ's? Absolutely. So listen to this.
Apparently there's one in Palm Harbor. According to the Google.
All right, so St. Pete, Palm Harbor, South Tampa, and I think there's one down like in Sarasota somewhere. All right, so listen to this. No pet sign on this Trader Joe's in New York, Upper East Side, and dogs were seen licking food inside the Trader Joe's.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah. Ugh.
Kind of food.
Yeah. Well, just some of the items. So multiple signs at the entrance of this Trader Joe's against, there's a big like sandwich board sign that is like, the easel that they stand up.
Yeah.
With the big, the Trader Joe's kind of like the big, like handwritten artistic writing that. So they have a huge sign that says, "Please, no dogs allowed." And then shoppers, I guess, saw dogs licking some of the food items inside the Trader Joe's. And you have these people that are entitled, and they'll see a sign, "No dogs," but they don't think it applies to them.
It doesn't apply to my dog.
Well,
I'll bring Mabel anywhere I want.
That's their mindset. That's exactly the mindset it doesn't apply to my dog. Yeah. All dogs, as long as they're well behaved, should be allowed inside grocery stores, according to Robert Miller. Is he a shopper?
So I agree with that guy. But licking food means the dog is not well behaved.
No. So was your food licked by a Shih Tzu? That's the question.
I don't want my food licked by any, including our own.
Yeah.
Like, that's just nasty.
You want me to pre-lick your food?
No.
When I'm cooking?
She'd like a new strawberry licked Pop-Tart.
Oh.
It's pretty damn gross. And then we have this bizarre story down in Bradenton. Did you see the general manager robbed his own restaurant?
Dude, that's how you do it.
Dude, no, this is not how you do it. This is insane. The general manager of Oak and Stone, which is down in Manatee County in Bradenton, the guy's been arrested after the police investigation found that he was caught on camera burglarizing his own restaurant.
I mean, you know where the damn cameras are, manager. Put that L on you.
All right, this is according to the Bradenton Police Department. The Oak and Stone, which I'm not aware of it, but what do they have? They got a 4.5 on the Googles.
Is it a multiple location place?
I don't know. Oak and Stone.
This one's in St. Petersburg. I'm trying to find the one in Bradenton.
It's a brew pub. The Google description is bright, airy, indoor-outdoor brew pub serving pub grub, artisan pizzas, craft beers, and cocktails.
And cameras everywhere.
Apparently. So according to the Bradenton Police Department, the general manager, this is on Barcarota Boulevard. Is that how you pronounce it? So according to the police, an employee goes to work on Tuesday morning and the front door is unlocked. The safe was found open. The safe was empty. The cash register at the bar was jimmied open. The employee that found this told the general manager, William Johnson, who said, yeah, I locked the restaurant early this morning at 12:45, after midnight. I locked the place up. Well, guess what? Bradenton police do what the police should do, and that is investigate.
Yeah, that's what they do, all right.
They investigated, and then they found the surveillance video from the Oak and Stone surveillance. And the video has a guy walking to the front door with his face covered, walks, I guess, through the front door, walks into the manager's office, and then they're seen unplugging the video cameras. All right, but you realize that the video system is going to record you up to the point where you've unplugged. It's going to get you walking all through the place before you try to unplug the video cameras. So detectives also looked at video from other cameras that were near the restaurant, other businesses.
Look at this guy.
Oh, yeah.
Look at this guy. You know if you know this guy.
So, just looking at the guy's body shape, his form, and he's walking around with like his head down with like some kind of a mask over his head, goes right into the manager's office, right to the safe. Anyway, it was the general manager.
So he lost his job, right?
Well, let me get to, of course. So, and he's in more trouble than just losing his job. So he's even seen parking his vehicle, which was a Kia SUV, a couple of blocks away. So they found video of him parking his Kia and then, getting out of the vehicle, walking toward the Oak and Stone. They see him opening the restaurant with a key. He used his key because he's the general manager. Used his key to open up the front door, walk through the place, his head's down, and he's walking around like a dope. Like,
it looks like he has like a COVID gator. Remember those like gators that you'd pull up over your nose? And,
yeah.
And he has that pulled over his whole head, and he could see, but not really well. That's why he's walking kind of clumsily through the restaurant.
So then, like 10 minutes later, he leaves the restaurant. And then he's seen with a cloth, like wiping down all the handles to remove his fingerprints. And then they have video of him walking back to his Kia. And they have him carrying a deposit bag, a bank bag. After he just opened up the safe, uses his key to get into the place. I mean, what kind of a harebrained scheme is this? What kind of situation? This guy must be in a jam.
This a couple of jams.
This guy's in a couple of jams, and he said, man, I need some money. I'm going to go rip off my very own restaurant and make it seem like we were burglarized. But
all right,
this guy is such an idiot. He didn't bank on all the surveillance cameras leading up to his restaurant and then all of the cameras inside the restaurant.
But obviously, this guy had to cut power to the whole building before he got there, right?
There are images of him inside the manager's office opening up the safe and clearing it out. What an idiot. All right, dude, you're a dumbass. William Johnson, the general manager of Oak and Stone in Bradenton, you are a dumbass. Wow, anyway, he was arrested by Bradenton police at his home. He opted for the right to remain silent because, anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
So he did something right.
You have the right to an attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you.
I have a feeling one's going to be appointed to this guy.
Oh, God. But what kind of jam was it? What did he need this money for? There's a backstory here.
I mean, he's got to have a bookie looking for him or like a drug dealer involved.
I was thinking
somewhere.
drugs.
Yeah, there's something involved.
Who knows?
Where he needs to get out of a big jam.
He's in some jams, man. What an idiot. This is like the dumb crook news robbing his own place. I mean, even if your face is covered, people know your body, your walk, I mean.
Well, he should have shut the video off before he did all of this.
Yeah, he should have killed power to the building.
Yeah.
Then thrown a rock through the front glass.
Or listen, if he really thought this through, he would have turned off all the internal surveillance cameras during the workday.
Right.
hours before or
weeks before. Who checks the cameras?
Yeah. So
that's what I'm saying. Like that's number one.
But then you have all the other cameras leading up to the business, like adjacent businesses, and that he couldn't control as well. That's why they have him parking his Kia a couple of blocks away.
These damn cameras make it so hard to rob a place.
I know.
Listen, cameras are everywhere, folks, all over the place. All right, 7:52 at the MJ Morning Show. I have a list of the 4 types of lovers. The 4 types of lovers. And Michelle, you're familiar with the story because I know you saw this. You made some notes on this. And there are categories of lovers according to science. They've narrowed it down to 4 categories.
I don't know if the category I am fits into that.
This comes from a romantic love survey. This is a data set using info from over 1,500 people, over 33 different countries. And then they've categorized the types of lovers or the types of relationships. So those that participated in the survey, in the study, they were asked about certain habits, how often they drink alcohol, whether they're on antidepressants, if they drive dangerously, and all this, for whatever reason, this is all factored into, because I guess your other behaviors, kind of add to what type of, lover you are. And there are 4 categories. Number 1 is mild. It's like hot sauce at Taco Bell. It's
give me the mild, please.
I'll take a couple packets of mild, please. All right. So mild lovers make up 20%. So of all the lovers, the pool of lovers, 20% are the mild lovers. And they show the lowest levels of romantic love in any of the categories. From commitment, so relationship commitment, all the way to sexual activity. So that's the 20%. All right, that is mild. Then we move up to moderate. Moderate lovers, they are 40%. So what is a moderate lover? The definition is entirely unremarkable due to their romantic love traits, including a relatively low intensity and relatively low obsessive thinking, relatively high commitment, relatively moderate frequency of sex.
Oh.
Then the next, so mild, moderate, now we get to intense. On the spectrum of lovers, now we have intense, which makes up 29% of lovers, and they're described by researchers as head over heels types with high intensity scores in every single category. These lovers scored the highest intensity, highest obsessive thinking, highest commitment, and relatively high frequency of sex, according to the researchers and the studies, the study authors on this. And that's a high number. I mean,
that tends to be more female too.
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more females.
Yeah.
So out of the group of the intense, 60%.
Yeah, or females.
60% are female.
Yeah.
Of the intense. I would think it would be the other way around. I think it would be the dirty dog guys.
No, girls are really crazy in love all the time. Like, I love him. Like 2 dates in. Woo-hoo-hoo, I'm married.
And then we have the libidinous. Is that like libido?
No.
Am I pronouncing?
Libidinous.
Is it? Oh, libidinous.
Yeah, you added a syllable in there.
Did I?
think.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm saying it right, but that's certainly not the way you said it.
Okay, libidinous. Okay, then the last category is libidinous.
Yeah. Like libido.
And they're called the freaks in the sheets. Libido, right?
Yeah.
So I guess it would be libido, libidinous. So the libidinous category is the most intense. Freaks in the sheets, just 9%, and they're being called sex fiends. and they reportedly make love 10 times a week on average, and sometimes as many as 20 sessions a week in bed.
All right, I don't mean to be a math nerd.
Yep.
But you were at 20%, 40%, 29%, and 9%?
Yeah. It comes out close to 100. They
it's not
rounded up
100.
on some of those.
I'd say it's not 100.
It's close to it. They
Okay.
round this
I'm
article
keeping-
rounded.
I'm keeping stats over here.
Yeah.
I'm
wait,
sorry,
hold on.
I don't have the decimal points
Okay,
or
that-
whatever.
Thanks for explaining that.
The last one, the libidinous lovers, by the way, they also smoke more cigarettes than usual.
Oh, wow. Well, listen, I always heard about women that smoke cigarettes. That's something that
That's
I...
a sign, man.
Yeah.
What?
Listen, when I was younger, when I was a teenager, you'd hear about, oh, yeah, if the girl smokes, that,
You're already rounding first base.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I never heard that.
You're rounding first base, sliding into second.
Listen, I've just...
steal
I
third.
heard,
Oh, that's awful.
Hey, Michelle, I didn't make that up. All right? It's just something that I heard.
I think you did make it up.
I did not.
I've never heard that.
I did, and I learned that. I didn't make it up. I learned it growing up. Okay.
So mild, moderate, intense, and libidinous.
No, libidinous.
Libidinous.
Right? Is that libidinous?
I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out,
Based on libido, I would guess.
as a power bottom, which one I would fall into.
All right,
Libidinous. Let's call Allison and ask her.
I would agree.
You're libidinous and you
Yeah.
smoke.
I'm a PBG. I'm a power bottom giver. That's my own category.
Would you please?
I identify.
Just hold that to yourself.
What? No, you're the one
What?
going over sexual types. I'm telling you.
I'm laughing.
Listen,
I don't need to know this.
I'm not going to tell you the whole story, but I'll give you the first couple
No,
of
no,
pages.
I don't need to know anything.
I'll tell you the whole.
Just enough for an image in your head.
Hey, folks, we're
Power bottom giver.
all right, we're gonna have Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura join us at 9:30. So about an hour and a half from now, Bert Kreischer, comedian, Tom Segura, comedian. They're part of, what do they do? The Two Bears podcast?
Yeah, they do a very successful
Yeah,
podcast, and they do these 5Ks, which... Is there some kind of charitable angle to this?
Yeah, we'll find out.
All right.
We'll talk to them in an hour and a half. But Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer will join us at 9:30 because they're doing their Two Bears 5K, which will take place at Raymond James this Sunday. This weekend.
Jelly Roll is going to be there too, right?
And Jelly Roll.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Jelly Roll's not calling. We ought to ask them about what they think about Jelly Roll trying to get like a full pardon for his previous incarceration and indiscretions.
We should not ask
Why
that
not?
question. It's not. It's
Why
you know
not?
what? It's got nothing to do with the race.
No,
Move along.
Listen, we're going to talk about the race. We're going to talk about a bunch of other things as well.
All right, 8 o'clock at the MJ Morning Show. Let me quickly give you the cash kitty, and then we'll commence with additional slamming content here on the MJ Morning Show. So the cash kitty's up right now. It's a shot to win $1,000. It happens 5 times a day. 8 a.m., which is right now, then 10 a.m. right after the show, 12 noon, 3 p.m., and 5 p.m. You just listen for this keyword, and then you text the keyword to the text number, and then hopefully you're picked randomly by the computer to win the $1,000. Someone wins every single time. So this hour's word is savings. The word is savings. S-A-V-I-N-G-S. That's savings. Text the word savings right now, nationwide, to 45911. Do it before 8:25. You got a chance at $1,000. Or you can enter it on the Q105 app or at myQ105.com. Good luck. The word is savings, S-A-V-I-N-G-S, and text that right now to 45911. Good luck from the MJ Morning Show here on Q105.
Cash kitty.
What?
Oh, we just gave it away. My cash kitty alarm just went off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just gave it away.
So you set your alarm and you're reminding me to do Cash Kitty, which I just completed.
I'm just telling you.
Oh, thank you.
How much longer is the cash kitty?
Folks, let me let you in on something here. The Cash Kitty, I believe, goes until the. Hang on a minute. I have something really huge to announce. You know what? I'm going to. May 9th. So the Cash Kitty ends.
At the end of next week?
Yep. The Cash Kitty ends on Friday, May 9th. But listen to this. Guess what's going to start on the 12th? Let me let you in. This is the first time I'm mentioning this. I just put this deal together. We're bringing back the local cash contest. Remember we give away $1,000 every hour?
Yeah.
Every day on the MJ Morning Show, and it's not a national contest, it's local only, because you hear me take caller whatever every single time. So I put together the deal. It's going to be sponsored by the Kemp Law Group. We are doing, starting on Monday, May 12th, so the week of the 12th, the week of the 19th. So 2 solid weeks, we're giving away $1,000 every single hour, every single day. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, May 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, $1,000 4 times a morning, 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock hours. And then the next week is the 19th. So the 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 in May, every hour, every day, during the MJ Morning Show, giving away $1,000. So it's $20,000 a week, $40,000 total, and it's brought to you by the Kemp Law Group. It's going to be called, you're going to love this.
What is it?
How did I never think of this? I'm calling the new, and it's going to be the tag concept where you have to know the previous hour's winner's first name.
All right.
So on Monday morning, the 12th at 6 a.m., we're just going to give away the first 1,000. So it's going to be a certain caller, you win $1,000. But then after that, you have to know the name of the previous hour's winner, be the right caller, and win the next $1,000. But the deal is, this is local only. This is not like part of the national contest that, that Cox Media and iHeart and Beasley and Intercom or Odyssey
all the
and
stations.
all the big companies do these cash contests, and people really win. But we're doing, after the Cash Kitty, we're doing the local only MJ Morning Show listener deal, thanks to the Kemp Law Group. $40,000, 40 winners, $1,000 a pop. Guess what I'm naming this one?
What?
It's the ATM How did I never think of that in the past? The money is being spit out by the ATM Get it? ATM
I got it. I got it.
You don't seem too thrilled.
ATM MMJ? You could do 2 M's.
No, it's the ATM Come on.
Like the automatic teller MJ?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ATM. Dude, is it really that tough for you
Well,
to
it's called
grasp?
an ATM.
It's the AT. What?
Why would it be called the ATM MJ?
Because I'm not adding the extra.
Oh,
M.
you're playing on ATM.
You're stopping it, dummy over there. It's the ATM So I'm very, very excited about this.
That's great.
Yeah. Hey, if you missed the scammer, if you missed the jury duty scam takedown from yesterday, I will play it again probably a little after 8:30 this morning. So stand by for that here on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. All right, a couple of celebrity items here. Man, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to be John Elway about now.
Why? He's sitting at home, rich, 2 Super Bowl rings.
Holy crap. John Elway
What happened to him?
is under investigation. His agent was on the back of his golf cart, and the agent fell off and hit his head and died.
Dude, that sucks.
Yeah, it's a terrible story. This was from TMZ. John Elway's longtime friend and I guess agent, Jeff Spurbeck, I saw he died.
He died.
So he is dead.
He passed away a couple of days later. The accident happened on Saturday.
Yeah. So initially it was like a severe head injury, and then the story came out that he died. And is this the latest? This is from some NFL website.
Yeah, this is the Bleacher Report story.
Okay, yeah, everyone knows Bleacher Report. Jeff Spurbeck, John Elway's agent, dies at 62 after golf cart accident. I know that Michelle's like, stop complaining about the golf carts. But, I walk about 30 miles a week in the neighborhood, and just the idiots that I see with little kids on these golf carts crossing or driving on West Shore Boulevard. Now, West Shore in South Tampa, it's a 30-mile-an-hour zone, and people are driving 55, 60 miles an hour all the time. And I was just walking the other day, and crossing through all of this traffic from one side to the other, from the Tampa Bay side of West Shore over to the Tampa Bay side, I see this golf cart with a mother and a father driving and like 3 little kids. I mean, if you get hit by a real vehicle in a golf cart, you might as well be sitting on a wheat thin.
I mean, it's a death sentence.
It's
really
like
is.
a golf cart is like a wheat thin on wheels with a battery. I mean, it is done. There's no safety. There are no airbags. I mean, it's ridiculous. I'm just looking. It's like, what are you doing? You've got little kids like 2, 3 years old. Might have been a 7-year-old, and they're hanging off the back. You have the back seat, and that apparently is where John Elway's friend and agent was sitting.
That's the most dangerous spot of the golf cart.
He fell off the back, hit his head, and he's dead. Yeah, what is this? Let me read some of the Bleacher Report here.
So, John Elway, of course, put out a statement about how devastated he is.
Yeah, I have that. But there's also just a bigger story about golf carts here. No, yes.
It's not.
Yes, there is. Listen, if you're going to ride the golf cart on the regular road in the back neighborhood, it's 25 miles an hour. Listen, that's much better than, I've seen them on Dale Mabry. I've seen them on Henderson and crossing West Shore where it's a speedway. It's like, what are you doing with little kids on a golf cart? I mean, get in a regular car. What is to drive around? Just get in your car and drive. Why do you need to get in a golf cart and drive?
A golf cart.
Yeah. So Jeff Sperbeck, the agent and business partner for NFL Hall of Famer John Elway, died from injuries he suffered during a golf cart accident on April 26th. Elway later released a statement on Sperbeck's death, saying he was absolutely devastated and heartbroken. Sperbeck's wife, Corey, also released a statement.
All right, so were they drunk?
Well, that's...
I mean, I've been on a couple of golf courses, although I'm not a golfer, and getting a little crazy, getting a little loose.
Yeah, Sperbeck was
part of the game.
On the back of the golf cart being driven by John Elway, suffered a traumatic brain injury, was placed on life support, and declared dead yesterday by the Riverside County Sheriff's Office out in California. Yeah, this is a statement from the Riverside Sheriff's Office.
I mean, this was like his best friend.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like his agent. They were friends for 35 years.
The Riverside Sheriff's Office was informed of the incident on Monday, April 28th. Wait a minute. This happened on the 26th? And the Riverside Sheriff's Office in California was informed of the incident on Monday, April 28th?
I mean,
and opened an investigation.
Yeah, they had to have called the ambulance.
At this time, the investigation is ongoing and no details are available. Elway played 16 years in the NFL with the Denver Broncos. He retired after the Broncos won their second of 2 straight Super Bowls in '98, blah, blah, blah. But if I were to guess, and I have no proof, but if I were to guess, I'm guessing that this is an alcohol-related situation. I wonder.
It could be.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I don't know if it involves Elway, but was the agent and friend, was he a little tipsied up good on the back? I don't know.
Have you ever sat on the back of a golf cart, MJ? I mean, the seats are not substantial.
Yeah.
And you have a little place to put your feet. Sometimes there's not anything to hold on to. If your foot slips or if you make a sharp turn and your butt slides off, you're on the ground. And the guy hit his head and he died.
I want everyone to know that I am not going to shave off my eyelashes.
That's a bad move for you. You should.
What the hell is going on? There's a trend where guys are shaving off their eyelashes.
Why do guys need eyelashes in the first place?
Stop it. The eyelash is great protection for your eye. It stops dirt and dust from getting in your eyes. Right. Eyelashes have a function. Also the eyelash, and if you have dust or dirt hit the eyelashes, there's a sensitivity there, and that prompts the blink reflex. But there's apparently, this is, again, stupid social media, where people are posting videos of them shaving off their eyelashes, and apparently it's mostly guys. And
Yeah.
either they're doing it themselves or they're going to a barber or a salon.
Look at all these videos
Yeah.
of a barber taking
yeah.
off eyelashes.
And
I don't know how you can do that.
They're using those hair clippers.
No, I
the
don't.
In some cases, they're using the hair clippers, and like you trim up the neckline, or you do a fade, or whatever. Those
Yeah.
like the wall hair clippers, or whatever. And they're getting underneath, and they're shaving off the guy's eyelashes. What the living bleep?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here? What? This is insane.
I would not want that thing so close to my eye like that.
I am not doing this, folks. Don't do this. For whatever reason, this is a new social media trend, and people are posting videos of their eyelashes, not their brows, not the brow, the eyelash connected to your eyelids. There's a reason why evolution has provided us with these eyelashes.
And what do they look like after without the eyelashes, Fest? Do you see any pictures of that?
I mean, look at these guys getting trimmed up. I mean, you can't shave it clean because
Yeah.
then you're shaving the eyelid.
Yeah.
But some of them are super trimmed up.
Oh,
Look at this guy here.
Oh, my
He
God.
has nothing on his eye. It looks like just his closed eye just looks like little slits.
makes me queasy.
This is the dumbest damn thing in the world. Don't do this. This is stupid. All right, we've got more information on the Clearwater Ferry crash. We'll get into that in just a moment. I'll tell you what, my lawyer wife, Michelle, sitting over here, has been doing all kinds of research. And Michelle, I know that you want to weigh in on the. There's been a new series of developments in the Clearwater Ferry boat crash. So we'll get to that here in just a second. Hey, here's a follow-up. Remember we did a story earlier this week about the gift card scam? There was a story that we had about a person that goes to Olive Garden, and they had a Olive Garden gift card that apparently had $200 loaded onto the gift card. And they kind of kept track. I think, I'm trying to remember the numbers. I think they had used $87, and then
It had a balance on it.
There was a balance on the card, so it was a $200 card. They had an $87 usage prior, and they had, I think it was like close to $40. They had a $40 deal going on at Olive Garden. Used the card again, so 87 and 40. That would be what, 127?
Look at you with the quick math.
So that leaves obviously a decent balance of what, $73, right?
Yeah,
or so.
yeah,
right?
$73.
Yeah, and the server says, "Yep, gift card's depleted," and then never brought the card back. They said, "Wait a minute, there's still money on the card. Can you please find the card?" And then the server never came back. So that was a story we had earlier in the week. And I wanted to know, is this a racket? Has this ever happened to you? Have you ever been at a restaurant or another place of business where you have a gift card and the money's loaded on it, and you know that there's more money on it after the last use, but they say, nope, it's gone. And I think we've determined that there are some thieves and crooks and, not very nice individuals that will then pocket the card because there's a balance on it, and probably playing the numbers game that there's going to be a whole bunch of people that really think the card is depleted. I get an email from Nick, and Nick writes, one time at Chili's, we used a couple of gift cards, and the server kept the gift card that had a balance and gave us back the empty one. We didn't find out until we tried to use that a couple of months later.
Oh, no.
Yep, we called corporate, and they could see the activity. The server did use it. So it's not like Nick here, one of our super listeners, it's not like the server made a mistake and should have tossed the depleted card and handed back the card with the balance. The card was subsequently used by the server. They knew exactly what they were doing. And Nick says that the Chili's corporate did make it right, but he says this seems like a common scam. Oh, you know what he and his significant other got at Chili's?
What'd they get?
I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my baby back, baby back.
Chili's
Baby back ribs.
Barbecue sauce.
Barbecue sauce, yeah, absolutely. Rip off your gift card.
Gonna put it in my pocket and use it for myself.
That's exactly what they did. So a little follow-up. Hey, another email. Folks, I love getting your email. There is great content that comes in. Not only should you be using MJ at mjmorningshow.com, my email to enter the MJ Morning Show Banco Mother's Day LiftMaster 87504 garage door opener contest. Again, we're giving away 5 garage door openers next week for Mother's Day. These are $1,000 prizes installed by Banco. Top of the line LiftMaster. And use my email, mj at mjmorningshow.com, to send in your entry. Tell us why mom deserves a garage door opener for Mother's Day. The best stories. I don't care if it's real, fake. I don't care if it's sad, happy. I don't care if it's just a ridiculous story. Just get our attention. The best stories win. And we start giving away the Banco LiftMaster garage door openers on Monday. But you got to get your entry in, mj at mjmorningshow.com. Same email is open to everyone. I get all kinds of content. I encourage you, if you have any hot gossip, if you have some inside info, if you got to tip me off on something, send me an email, mj at mjmorningshow.com. And if you want to remain confidential, you just tell me, and I will, in the safe, man, in the lockbox. So I get this from Saturn Mike. And Saturn Mike sent me this is actually a nice relief here.
What kind of name is that? Is the guy into astronomy or crappy cars?
I think he drives a 91 Saturn.
Yeah, I was about to say Saturn.
Drives an SL2 Saturn. Did you have, Michelle, what was your model? Do you remember
I have no idea.
Yeah, Michelle had to have a Saturn. What was that, like 92?
It was I could afford it.
Yeah.
It was a 4-door car, a sedan.
Yeah.
And they were beasts, man. They ran and ran.
They were nice. I liked
They
mine.
didn't give you any problems.
Michelle had to have a Saturn. Anyway, of course, Saturn is. Are there any Saturns on the road anymore? I haven't seen one in a long time.
Yeah.
All right, so Saturn Mike, or maybe he likes the planets. Maybe he likes
That's
Saturn.
what I said. Maybe he's into astronomy.
And his second favorite planet is
Uranus.
Exactly.
Yeah. Loves Uranus.
All right.
Big fan of the rings.
So Saturn Mike writes, hey, I saw this yesterday. I was getting my son ice cream after school and for having a good day, and we were talking about your show from this morning, and I had to take a picture of this. I know you always talk about tipping. It's actually nice to just see a sign like this one. This was at the Twisty Treats near the Harbor Freight in Kenneth City. So,
yeah, man.
Yeah, down here in Pinellas, Kenneth City, the Twisty Treat. That's like the plastic ice cream stand with the big twisty cone on top, right?
It's really a piece of marketing genius.
Yeah, anyway, I like the twisty.
Anytime your building can look like the food that you serve, that's a good thing.
So he takes a picture of this sign at the Twisty Treat next to Harbor Freight in Kansas City, and on the window sill, so you've got the sliding window, where they open it up, you place your order, they hand you your twisty cone, and they have a printed little sign there, like a Word document with 32-point font. And I'm going to hold it up to MJTV. And the sign reads, "No tipping, please. It is our pleasure to serve you." You know what? Look at that. Isn't that? I'm holding this up to MJTV right now.
Oh, look at that.
So you can see it's the window of the Twisty Treat, and then there's the sign. "No tipping, please." So you don't have to deal with the container that says our college fund or beer money for,
Or even get asked the awkward question, because most of that stuff, I think Twisty Treat's drive-through or walk-up service. Let's go to Twisty Treat today after the show, MJ, and get a big cone and not tip them.
Well, they don't want to tip.
You know what? We weren't going to tip you anyway.
Yeah, they don't want to. They don't want to tip.
To answer your other question.
What's the other question?
On Facebook Marketplace,
yes,
there's a crap load of Saturns.
Oh,
available.
really?
Yeah. Look at this one. 1994 for $1,100. Only 278,000 miles.
Where do you get Saturn's service? Does any?
It's a GM product.
It was a GM product. It was a division of General Motors, but can you still take? I would imagine you take a Saturn to a GM deal. Are there still parts available?
If you have a Saturn, you're not taking it to the dealership. You're taking it to some grease monkey on the corner. I'm sure every mechanic worth their salt knows how to work on a Saturn.
Right.
Look at this 2008 Saturn View for $2,800. You should have got Chloe this car. Look at that. Look at how awesome this is. Those back seats are almost clean. I like it.
Probably not that difficult to work on, is what I'm guessing.
I'm guessing you're right.
All right, Michelle, I know that you have sort of a priority list of what are you shaking your head? No,
I don't have a priority list.
Well, we've
had discussions.
Right, you have a whole list of like curiosities and notes regarding or thoughts regarding the Clearwater Ferry boating crash with Jeff Knight, the owner of Janice Live, formerly Janice Landing.
Just when you read about it, there's a lot of questions to be asked, right?
All right. So, what are the standout issues? I've got a whole bunch of notes as well. So, the story came out that the driver of the ferry, they claim, was distracted by dolphins.
Yeah, that caused the accident. He slowed down.
Yeah, all right.
He slowed down to an even slower speed than he was already going. I don't know.
Listen.
To let the passengers look at dolphins.
Yeah. It is the responsibility of the boat behind that if the boat in front slows down, that you don't ram into them at high speed and drive over almost the entire top of the ferry.
Say what, Fester?
I mean, I'm just thinking of the safe distance that you keep between cars when you travel down the road.
Yeah.
And they were in a single file line. He was right behind him. It's not like he hit him like at a T-bone angle or anything where the slowing ferry might have had any effect on that. What a dumb...
I don't think that's a very good defense.
That's awful. Don't tell me that.
Did that come from his attorney, Kevin Hazlett?
Mm-hmm.
Attorney to the stars.
I think that was in the statement that they're putting out.
Attorney to the really bad boaters.
Kevin, I'm just saying.
Kevin Hazlett, attorney to the really bad boaters. Also, you look at the history of this Jeff Knight on the water.
Oh.
Hey,
hold on.
Keep this guy off the... Oh, my God. Holy crap. What do you have? Michelle, what do you have?
What is it? Hold up the camera.
All right, let me tell you right now that Jeff Knight, and I don't know him personally. I'm sure I might have met him over my 30 years in Tampa Bay. But if there's anyone that does not belong operating a boat...
Oh, stop.
It's this guy.
He doesn't belong operating a vessel.
What you have over there, man?
I don't even know who got in the boat with him.
All right, now
this is from Ken Burke.
Well, that's the other mystery.
Clerk of the Court of Pinellas County.
Hang on a minute. The other mystery is who were the other people on the boat? Well, we know there was some woman with an 8-month-old, and you have some thoughts on an 8-month-old infant being on a boat on a Sunday night at 8:30.
I'm just flabbergasted that there was an 8-month-old. First of all, do they even make life vests for an 8-month-old?
There's flotation devices for everybody. No matter
Did it have one on? I mean, I just don't even know. What are you're flying at that speed that you see on the video. I just can't imagine any mom with an 8-month-old. I would not be on that boat. I would be screaming hysterically, slow down, let me out, I will walk.
Hold on, was it 8-month-old or 8-week-old?
8-month-old, I thought it said.
Professor, look that up. I just want to make sure. Was it 8-week-old or 8-month-old?
Regardless.
Something involving a baby under 1 year with an 8.
Just look it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Andrew, look that up as well. Was it an 8-week-old or an 8-month-old baby? I'm just doubting myself here for a second.
That's fine.
All right. So we also heard yesterday that this Jeff Knight is stepping down in his. Oh, it was 8-week-old. It's even worse.
Oh.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Andrew, turn your microphone on. Andrew, where are you seeing this? Give me the source.
Tampa Bay Times.
So the Tampa Bay Times, read it to me. Andrew?
I'm looking for it within the story.
Okay.
He just has the headline.
It's buried.
Has the
Let's do a search. So apparently
he'll find it.
Yeah. So apparently it's an 8-week-old baby.
Okay.
Go ahead, read it.
Oh, it shifted on me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We get it. All right. Thank you, Andrew.
Do you have it?
Okay. While Knight was still on the scene, he noticed that his boat had taken on a large amount of water and all of its bilge pumps were activated, the letter states. Additionally, the mother of an 8-week-old child on board pleaded for the immediate transport following the crash.
That's even worse. How about an 8-day-old baby? Why was it?
I mean, 8 weeks is much better than 8 days.
But an 8-hour-old baby. There was an 8-hour-old baby on the baby
8 minutes old. The baby was delivered on the boat.
All right, so, but seriously, I mean, what is an 8-week-old baby doing flying through the Memorial Causeway at 8:45 on a Sunday night? Who is bringing an 8-week-old boaty?
I don't know.
Who's bringing an 8-week-old baby on the boat?
Okay, so I would assume that the person must know him very, very well. And if they know him very, very well, they must know his history behind the wheel of multiple vehicles.
Yeah.
We're not talking just boats here. I'm talking vehicles like on the road. I want to know who his insurance company is, because that's where I want to get my insurance from. Because if they're still insuring him, they are damn sure going to insure me.
Let me tell you right now, as an adult, if I was wrapped in bubble wrap, I wouldn't get on a boat with Jeff Knight.
No. Or in a car. Or in a car. I'm just going to say, or in a car.
All right, so you're on an island, right? 2 boats. One Captain Brock, the other one Jeff Knight.
Brock, all day long, buddy. Captain Brock is going to make sure I make it to the dock.
Who's the captain of the Titanic? I'm getting on that. I'm getting on that one.
I'll take my chances with that guy.
Yeah,
I'll get on the Exxon Valdez with Hazelwood. That's what I'll get on right there. All right, so listen. So he's going to step down from Janice Live, which you still own the place. What are you stepping down from? You still own the place.
His position, his title, CEO
I'm not
or president.
show up for work anymore, but I'm still going to own everything.
So
exactly.
Kevin Hazlett is trying to say, that the ferry stopped to look at dolphins. Well, okay.
And who cares if he steps down from Janice Live?
They're also claiming that maybe there was some lighting issues on the ferry.
Yeah, they had too many lights.
Hang on. No, I definitely saw some of the I saw on the video a nav light on the back of the ferry.
Someone said they didn't have a headlight. A headlight was out, and everybody's the headlight's on the front.
Yeah, exactly.
Do they even have a headlight? Is it called a headlight? I don't know.
So I heard that there might have been some nav light out on the front, or someone called it a headlight, but that doesn't matter. The boat rammed this ferry from the rear.
Yeah.
All right, so what else do we need to know? So you found this guy. We knew about the 2012 accident where someone fell off the boat on the gangway and drowned.
Yeah.
Well, when walking off the boat, somebody who was intoxicated fell off, hit the water, and drowned.
Yeah. All right. So then there was an incident in 2017. What happened in 2017?
That was the one where he was cited for careless operation of a vessel because he let a boy under the age of 14 to operate the personal watercraft unsupervised.
So the statute is under the age of 14.
Yeah.
We don't know how old the boy was. It could have been.
Hold on.
He was 8.
It was an 8-week-old baby. It was an 8-week-old baby that was operating the boat in 2017.
But if you had like a 10-year-old operate the boat,
that's no good.
The 10-year-old would be 17 now. Was that person on the boat? Who knows?
Michelle, what else?
He was also involved in another.
Now you hold on a minute. You dug all this up from the clerk of the court?
Well, this one is off of a legal website.
A lot of this is already public information.
All right, go ahead. What do you have?
2019, he was charged in a boating accident. Labor Day that weekend, his motorboat struck a pontoon, leaving 2 women badly injured.
Well, wait a sec. And he just hit another pontoon with the Clearwater Ferry. Again, why is this guy on the water?
This other publication, this lawyer's website is also publishing that there is an ongoing serious sexual allegation from a former female employee in Pinellas County Circuit Court. I don't know if that's...
Was it on a boat?
I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, and so then I just went to the clerk of court and I did a little search all the way back to 1982, I think, because I was trying to figure out his age.
Yep.
I mean, this dude has so many issues.
How many pages do you have?
I've got 4.5 pages
of
here.
just all kinds of legal issues?
Oh, my. First of all, he should not own a dog because he can't keep it on a leash and it bites people, apparently. I don't know. Right. We got that going on. He has got so many traffic infractions. I don't know why he still has a license. I mean, I'm just like, I'm shocked.
Like what kind of traffic infractions?
Everything. I mean, so many speeding tickets, unlawful speed, violation of his driver license restriction.
And let's not forget here that we have a father of 2 little girls, Jose Castro, who worked at the Tampa, Maine post office at the processing facility. we've got 41-year-old Jose Castro that was killed.
Yeah.
I mean, let's not forget that.
No.
This guy taken away at 41. His 2 girls are going to grow up without their father?
I mean, here's the page with the driving. Careless driving, speeding, reckless driving, speeding, reckless driving.
This guy shouldn't even be on a skateboard.
No. I mean, I don't understand this. How does he still have a boating license? How's he still allowed to, navigate? I wouldn't want to be anywhere near him on the waterways or on a roadway.
But also
good lawyer gets you out of a lot of stuff.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Kevin Hazlett, lawyer to the bad boaters.
Okay. You know what? That should be his new billboard.
That is it.
Kevin Hazlett.
Right.
For the bad boaters.
Right. Kevin McBoatyface is what he ought to be. All right. So then we have, the eyewitness reports just reiterating. This has been out. There was, what was his, Kevin, who was Stephen Whitehurst? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One of the guys that was injured with like a huge gash down to the bone below his knee, Stephen Whitehurst, he said, and you can see this on the video because you finally found the longer video,
yes,
Michelle.
Long video.
Right.
It's 13 minutes.
Right. So there's a longer video, and this Stephen Whitehurst, he claims that when the boat ran up on top, and then he puts it in reverse, and then backs up off of the boat, and he's dragging people as he backed off of the boat to try to get off of the top of the ferry.
Right. I mean, I don't know. What else to do, but he did back up, I guess, and I guess further injuries were incurred by his.
That's what Stephen Whitehurst, one of the victims on board, said.
Yeah.
What is the total count like? So we have 1 dead and now 10 injured.
Yeah.
And there were like 45 people on the ferry. But man, you dig into this guy's his record driving and boating. It's like he shouldn't be able to push a shopping cart at Publix.
Talk about a menace. I mean, really.
Wow.
That pirate boat. I mean. Kudos to them. They got out there, and I think what the theory so far is that their lighting really helped a lot of the people because then the boats were the pontoon, the ferry, was kind of in shambles. Obviously,
that's that pirate cruise boat, which I went on. Captain Nemo's or something, or I went on Mimo. I went on that boat with Julian for a birthday party years ago.
Yeah. And so they did arrive and try to assist, but then the other question is. Aside from a woman with an 8-week-old baby on the boat, he claims that he maneuvered his boat to help the ferry then get to the sandbar, but then he had to leave to go and to another dock, and they're saying that there were multiple docks that he could have pulled into, but why did he have to leave? Like if the ferry was safe there because it was only like knee-deep water, he could have just stayed there on the scene. Yeah. There was no need for him to leave.
You can see one of the rescuers is standing in like shin deep water.
Right. His passengers, if they were injured, they already had EMS right there. Why didn't he just let them off the boat right there and say, take the baby and the mommy to the hospital right now and have them checked out? They left.
What about the liability here? I mean, the lawsuits that are going to fly here. Does this Jeff Knight, does he have the kind of money to pay out claims? What about his insurance? What are the insurance limits? Does he have like a personal liability umbrella? What does his boating insurance actually cover?
You got 40 plus people with family members that are going to have all kinds. I mean, this is going
to be tens of millions of dollars in claims.
The Stephen Whitehurst, he was with his family. So can you imagine he's describing to you what was happening with his son, I think, at the same time as he's being injured. The emotional distress that he must be feeling in that moment, knowing that he can't act, but also it was very impressive.
Well, the Stephen Whitehurst guy, he had his kids on board too. Yeah. I'm sorry.
And what I'm saying is at that moment that he's being injured and he can't help his own, family, he's also looking around and he was very, very complimentary and appreciative. He said everybody on that ferry that could just jumped into action and they were all helping others. Like if they could move and get someone else off, they did. So he was very descriptive in his, recount of the events.
And also thanks to Captain Mimo.
Yes.
Captain Mimo's pirate ship. They were also very helpful as well.
Yep. So.
And then you said on the surveillance video from that Clearwater cam that you can see all the emergency vehicles flying over the Memorial Causeway Bridge.
Yeah, it's so eerie, right? Because it's all kind of dark, and then you just see the flashing lights going, and it's a fire truck, an ambulance of
Did you see the video where he backs up off of the ferry?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
God.
Yeah.
And do you see where he leaves the scene?
Yep.
Yeah.
All of it.
All right, let me get Mickey Sudo on the phone. We have a lot today. We've got Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura. They're going to join us in less than an hour. So Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura will join us at 9:30 here on the MJ Morning Show. They're pumping up this whole 5K they're doing. They've got the Two Bears 5K, which is going to be held at Ray J this Sunday. So we'll have them on the line here in just a bit. So 9:30 for Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura. No Jelly Roll, but Jelly Roll will be here on Sunday as well, a part of this this Two Bears 5K. 8:37 at the MJ Morning Show. Let me get Mickey Sudo on the phone. All right, now, you might not know the name Mickey Sudo, but some of you do, but you know who she is. She is the world champion competitive eater.
Leave a message after the beep.
What the hell?
Or for a quicker response, feel free to send me a text.
Hang on, I'm Mickey, I'm calling you. Pick up the phone, Mickey. Maybe hang on, let me do it again. 1 7. All right, hold on a minute. Try one more time. Ah, here we go.
Hi, you've reached Mickey Sudo. Please leave a message after the beep.
That's weird.
Or for a quicker
All right, I'm going to text Mickey. So Mickey wanted to come on to promote this Cuban sandwich eating contest, which is going to happen this weekend. Let me send Mickey a text. Hang on. I came back. Yeah. Call me. Let me tell her to call me. Can you guys can talk?
No, we're listening to you mumble through your phone over there.
Yeah, it's always interesting to hear you read aloud what people are texting you.
Well, hold on. She texted me. Hang on a minute.
So Founders Day is this weekend in Ybor City. It's a really cool annual event. It's going to be happening this Saturday. It's going to be all kinds of historical stuff. There's going to be cigar rollers down there. And part of this, MJ, is the big Cuban sandwich eating festival, eating competition.
So competitive eating is Mickey Sudo's game. Mickey Sudo is the world champion competitive eater on, I don't even, she's calling him now. So, I mean, I can ask her how many categories, but Mickey Sudo is most famous for the Nathan's 4th of July hot dog eating contest. All right, let me see if that's Mickey. Mickey, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
It is great to have you back on the MJ Morning Show. We were just talking about the Cuban sandwich throwdown.
Oh, my God. 2 days away.
All right.
I can't wait.
Mickey, do you have any experience with eating Cubans competitively? And I'm talking about the sandwiches.
So this is the second annual Cuban Sandwich Showdown. Sadly, I did not take home the belt last year, but I'm back in full force.
Wait a second. Who the hell beat you last year?
It was the enemies in my own house. My husband, Nick Weary, who also competes professionally.
Yep.
So he actually beat me by a good margin. I want to say it was 22-18.
But also keep in mind, wait a sec. See, like with the Nathan's hot dog eating contest, you've got the women category and you have the male category. So in, I guess, the Cuban contest, it's
a free-for-all.
It's mixed.
Yeah.
It actually, hot dogs are the only food in which men and women compete separately, and I actually hold my own. So my personal best at hot dogs is 51. Nick's best is 48.
Oh, wow.
So I'm not a complete bum, but, Cuban sandwiches just require a little more jaw strength. So I'm going to have to refine my technique and hopefully put up a bigger number this year.
Now, I've been a Cuban sandwich fan since I moved to Florida back in 1992, and I've had a ton of Cubans all over the state. And I love a great Cuban sandwich. Now, Mickey, before you guys moved to Florida, where did you guys come from?
So Nick lived in Connecticut. I was actually in Las Vegas for about 10 years.
All right, did you know anything about Cuban sandwiches until you came to Florida?
No, I discovered the magic of the Cuban sandwich about 5 years ago when we moved here.
And they are just incredible. So
don't know how I lived without them.
Yeah, I mean, you get a delicious, properly made pressed Cuban, or I don't know if you've heard about this place, but there's a barbecue place called Station House Barbecue, and it's on Nebraska in Tampa. And they actually have sort of a non-standard Cuban, but it just won the best Cuban sandwich at the actual Cuban festival
like a month ago.
In Ybor. They beat out all of the well-known Cuban sandwich places in town.
Wow.
Yeah, it's called, I'm telling you, if you like to eat for actual enjoyment,
absolutely.
Other than competitively, you got to try the Cuban at Station House Barbecue on Nebraska. It is an unbelievable Cuban. All right, so
no, we're always looking for, like local gems and,
Yep.
little, yeah.
Awesome. Hey, so we got Nathan's coming up. So this weekend it's going to be the festival.
The Cuban sandwich eating
Yeah,
contest.
so it's the J.C. Newman's Founders Day festivities, fun for the whole family. It's free factory tours, 5-cent cigar specials, all of that. Obviously, the Cuban Sandwich Showdown, 11 to 3 in Ybor. But yeah, we've got a busy season ahead of us.
And then, of course, you're already in training because you got the Nathan's Coney Island 4th of July world famous hot dog eating contest is coming up on July 4th. July 4th is what, a Friday this year, right?
It is, yes.
All right. So you're already signed up, obviously. I don't see any reason why. I mean, nobody comes close to you in the women category, right?
I mean, there's a girl from Japan who's kind of pushed me the last 2 years. She really had me on edge, and it's probably thanks to her that I beat my own personal record. At the weigh-in 2 days before the event, she said that she was going to break 50, and here I am. I've never done 50 in the finals. I had it home, but I think I was eating scared. And her numbers continue to go up. I think she went from 34 to 38, something like that. So, still not, 40s or 50s, but she is steadily improving.
Is she booked for this year? Is she going to be there?
So she's coming from Japan. I don't speak to her regularly, and I don't get to see her on the circuit, but I would assume that she's coming, and it'd be silly for her not to come back for a third year.
Would she whoop your butt in an all-you-can-eat sushi contest?
Ooh, good question.
I don't know. That'd be a lot of fun. So the Japanese contests are more long format. You eat for 30 minutes, even an hour. So it's more of a endurance stamina thing. She would definitely give me a run for my money, but I love sushi just as much as the next girl.
Yeah, I love sushi as well. Mickey, always great to have you on the show. And so it's the Founders Festival, J.C. Newman. It's going to be Ybor this Saturday, 11 to 3?
11 to 3. But it's fun for the whole family, and it's free. Best of all, free event, free parking.
That's Fester.
For the whole family.
Yep. And then what time is the Cuban sandwich eating contest?
I want to say it's at 1 o'clock.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Mickey, always great to have you on. And then let's get you in the studio prior to you going to New York for Coney Island this year, okay?
Absolutely. Always proud and happy to represent, the Tampa area.
All right, fantastic. Mickey Sudo, world champion. Oh, and quickly, give us a list of all of the competitive categories. What food eating contests are you the champion? Just give us like a rundown.
Oh, gosh. I hold multiple Guinness World Records, but in terms of Major League Eating contests, obviously hot dogs 51 in 10 minutes. I've done over 2 gallons of ice cream in 6 minutes, 8.5 pounds of kimchi in 6 minutes.
Oh, kimchi.
14 pounds of Minnesota hot dish in 8 minutes. 362 slices of cheese in 8 minutes. 360 fish balls in
That'll
8
clog
minutes.
you up.
Yeah, I know. So fish balls, cheese, ice cream, and kimchi. I mean, who wouldn't want to sit next to me on a plane?
Hey, Mickey, do you have an OnlyFans?
Oh, stop it, Fester.
Not quite at this point in my career.
Mickey, I would give you like $10.99 a month just to watch you eat crap.
Oh, my goodness.
Nothing kinky. I'm just talking like choking down hot dogs.
Yeah.
Something to keep in mind.
Mickey Sudo, competitive eater, Tampa Bay. And you guys, when you first moved here, you moved to like Port Richey, and now are you guys in Brandon?
So first we were right in Temple Terrace.
Gotcha.
Then we were in Port Richey.
Right.
Now we're in Riverview.
Riverview, gotcha. All right, Mickey, always great to have you on. I'm going to look forward to seeing you guys in late June or early July before you go to Coney Island for Nathan's, okay?
Absolutely.
All right, thank you. Say hi to Nick and say hi to your adorable child.
Will do. Thank you.
All right, bye-bye. All right, Mickey Sudo, friend of the MJ Morning Show. And you can see her July 4th live on, what is it, like on ESPN?
ESPN or ESPN2 or something.
Yeah.
It's nationally, it's a big event.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, MJ, it is the most difficult sporting competition in all sports. I mean, who is the goalie for the Lightning? Vasilevsky?
Vasilevsky.
You put 50 hot dogs in front of Vasilevsky.
Yeah.
What does he do? 8?
Oh, man. Speaking of the Lightning, we spent time on this earlier today.
Yeah.
Lightning, they're out. They're done. This is now, I believe...
Third year?
Is it the third season in a row where they were eliminated in the first round? You know, we had the COVID Stanley Cup, and then it's been...
They won back-to-back Stanley Cups. Like,
Yeah.
Andrew, what was it? Was it 21, 22? 21, 20, 21?
Andrew will know.
Yeah.
20 and 21, he thinks.
So they won 2 Stanley Cups. Amazing. And then the last couple of years, they get to the playoffs, but they lose.
We've got a sicko down in Northport shooting upskirt video at the Hobby Lobby. What? Guess what his hobby is?
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, if you have a hobby, you go to Hobby Lobby.
You got a perverted hobby. You go to the Hobby Lobby. This is awful. Michelle, this will make you cringe. Yeah, a guy facing felony charges, according to reports. Yeah, this is according to a release from the Northport Police Department, just south of us. And this dude using his smartphone to take photos or video up ladies' shoppers' dresses at the Hobby Lobby. This creepo's got a really creepy hobby. And they're trying to find out whether there are more victims here. Yeah, so who is this cretin? So the Northport Police Department, they were tipped off last weekend. There was a woman who said that a man was using his cell phone to surreptitiously take photos or video of a female shopper inside the Hobby Lobby, which is on 41 Tamiami Trail down in Northport. And according to the Northport Police Department, they identified this cretin, as Cameron Carpenter, 23 years old. And he said, no, that's not me. I'm not shooting pictures and videos up women's skirts. No. But the store surveillance video shows the guy snapping photos up women's skirts.
Was he holding his camera down low? Was it tied to his shoe? How was he doing? Was he laying on the floor under a rack? What a creep.
My understanding is he was holding the phone and he was just walking by and kind of getting behind, and you got to turn the shutter noise off. Yeah,
That's right.
If you're a pervert, yeah, you got to shut the shutter noise off.
I don't even know how you get close enough to somebody to do that without them kind of like without it registering that somebody's a little too close.
Michelle, I mean, think about it. You're in a store and you're sharing an aisle with somebody, or if you're in the checkout lane, somebody's right behind you and you're wearing a skirt that's above your knee.
Not me.
So they arrested him. Oh, guess what he was wearing?
What?
He's wearing one of those flow-grown camouflage shirts. Seriously. There you go. Flow grown. You know, the Florida grown, the whole flow grown. A flow grown pervert shooting up women's skirts at the Hobby Lobby. And, also, what adds to the creepiness of this, the Hobby Lobby is a very religious company.
Yeah, they're all,
it's
people who own that company's
they're heavy-duty Christians. It's a very religious company. And here you got this sicko in a camouflage flow-grown T-shirt. I'm sure he's got the flow-grown sticker on the back window of his pick-em-up truck, too. Right?
Yes. That made him very easy to find.
Yeah, so they tracked him down, and he's been hit with video voyeurism charges. But the Northport police are looking for any other victims. So if you think you've been victimized by Captain Creepo over here, Captain Cameron Creepo Carpenter, all C's, man. Look at that alliteration.
Listen, man, I love the alliteration.
Yeah.
Hobby Lobby, the 11th commandment, thou shalt not shoot upskirt videos.
There you go. And if you have any information or if you think you might have been a victim of this guy, go ahead and call the Northport Police Department because they would love to hear from you. Guess what newlyweds want for their wedding now? Guess what they're looking for? So if you go into a wedding, you're invited, obviously you give the wedding gift. You think they want the coffee maker, the espresso machine?
There's some cool ones out there now, man.
Well, I don't drink coffee or espresso, so I don't need that. But listen, you want to come up with a nice rice cooker or or a bread machine or.
The year I got married, George Foreman grills were the big thing, and I got like 7 of them.
Tell you what, Michelle and I are talking about renewing our vows.
Oh, don't do that.
What?
Can I?
Don't do that.
I'm kidding. I
believe that renewing vows is either a kiss of death or one of you is about to die. That's what I mean. I will never go to anybody's "we're renewing our vows," sir. You made them once, you either keep them or you don't.
All right, so I'm joking around because you hear about people renewing vows. What I was going to think though is renew our vows and then get a whole new round of wedding presents.
No, you don't do that.
I wouldn't buy you spit, man. I wouldn't get you anything.
I want to buy Michelle a new dough maker.
What?
No, because that KitchenAid that everyone has is really kind of a hunk of crap.
It really is.
Yeah, that KitchenAid mixer that it's all over the place. That thing's garbage. It really is a piece of junk.
I bought one for Allison and we've never used it.
Well, no, Michelle's used it, but she's had to send it off for service. Michelle's had to figure out how to fix it herself. I mean, it's just a chunk of crap. But there's this Italian dough mixer I want to get.
Is this the hot item that people want for their weddings?
No.
Oh.
No, I'm not there yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were done with it. We were talking about it.
The hot item that people want for their weddings?
Yeah.
They want help buying a home. That's the new hot thing.
Just invite a bunch of realtors.
Just give us cash and help us buy the home.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Money for the home. Okay.
Yeah, that's what people, they don't want the household items. They don't want the appliances. So according to LendingTree, nearly 58%, 48% of homeowners who've tied the knot in the last couple of years, they're asking for down payment assistance from their wedding guests instead of the traditional wedding giftage. So in lieu of a George Foreman grill or an air fryer.
That's right. I would rather have had the money on all of them.
Yeah, they want the money instead of an air fryer from Ninja.
If you're going to give $100 gift at a wedding, right? Some countertop appliance, $100, $150. Give them the cash.
Yeah.
Give them they don't want the crap.
All right, 8:54 at the MJ Morning Show. This brings to an end over an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. But hey, folks, we continue. We've got Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura coming up at 9:30, plugging their Two Bears 5K. So we'll have them on the line at 9:30. Also, there's a new social revolution that's sweeping the country. You know what? Michelle and I are part of this. I've noticed this. I've brought this up on the show, and then boom, here's a new study finds. So what is it? What's the new social revolution that's sweeping the country? Are you involved in this? What is it? Michelle and I are. What is it? Tell you next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105, 104.7 FM. .901 at the MJ Morning Show. Scheduled to have Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura call us in about half an hour. About 9:30 this morning to plug this big Two Bears 5K, which is going to be at Ray J, along with Jelly Roll this Sunday. Yeah, I was invited to go, but I'm out of town this weekend, so I'm coming back on Sunday. It'll be rough. Yeah, so we'll if I can make it, I make it. So that's coming up at 9:30. Professor, you're a big Kreischer fan, right?
You know what? I am. I enjoy a lot of comics. He's one of the hottest ones out there right now.
Absolutely.
Tampa Jesuit guy.
Yeah, we can get into all this. Yeah. Andrew also is a fan as well, so Andrew's got a bunch of questions. All right, 9:02 MJ Morning Show, final hour. So what is it? What is this new social trend? Michelle and I are part of this. Just out of curiosity, are you part of this? I think we might take a couple of final hour phone calls here. We didn't do a lot of phones today, did we?
I don't know that we did any.
Yeah, I don't know if we've taken any calls today. Just one of those days. But we shall hear. So the new social revolution is staying in. Cool. From study finds. Hey, remember when Friday nights meant getting dressed up and hitting the town? Those days might be fading into memory as a fresh social shift takes hold across America. Recent survey finds that most Americans now prefer the comfort of their living rooms to the buzz of nightlife ventures. When asked to choose, nearly 3/4 of Americans, 72%, would rather stay home with friends than go out. I'm even writing the friends out of the picture.
Yeah, screw friends.
I mean, Michelle and I really, we're just happy to stay at home ourselves. I whip up some perfect cacio e pepe, because I've mastered the concept. I'll whip up some, some delicious food, and we'll open up a bottle of phenomenal wine and flip on the home theater and watch a couple of movies.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe as I get older, I just find that just so relaxing and enjoyable. Versus, and listen, do I love a good night out at a good restaurant? Yeah, I do, but those times for us are becoming a little less frequent. And according to the Study Finds report, we're not the only ones.
I mean, I believe it. It's so relaxing and just not to have to do. Sometimes you find yourself I do look forward to going out with a few friends, but then on a Saturday, I get a little stressed about the commitment, and then it comes 4 o'clock, and you got to start getting ready because you got to leave at 6, and I'm like, oh my God, I would just love to stay in my jammies and.
Or we'll make plans.
Yeah.
Not with other people, but with our family plans.
Yeah.
And then
cancel them.
As it comes about, my wife's like, you know what?
Canceled.
It's fine if we just stay home. And I'm like, you know what? That sounds great.
Yeah.
I mean, with all the streaming services, MJ, literally any movie I could think about is available to me. Anything I want to do is available.
Yeah.
There was a time, for many, many years, Michelle, where we were pretty much out every Friday and Saturday night.
Okay, so you mentioned
years.
You know what? One of the things was our good friend Kelly Ring, one of her little pearls of wisdom when we had kids. She was like,
you know what, folks? Kelly Ring was not just one of the most well-known, beloved news anchors in the Tampa Bay area. Kelly Ring is Michelle's guiding light.
She's given me a lot of good guidance over the years, and I lived by a lot of the things she said. And you know what? I feel like it was successful for us.
Right.
She said to me once we had Chloe, she was like, "You still need a date night. You need to make that appointment. Like, just it's a date night. Don't break it. You know, barring whatever circumstances, right?"
Yep.
So I did. I consistently had a babysitter like every Saturday, and sometimes they were sick. Sometimes we decided to not do it, whatever. But that was it. That kept us like we knew when we were going out. So sometimes, we would make plans with friends, but sometimes it was just the two of us, and we would get a lot of stuff done, right? Like making vacation plans, or I would catch you up with like what's happening with the kids at school or whatever. That was a good thing to go out every weekend because it was adult time. But now we don't have any little kids to,
be underfoot, have a babysitter for.
We're not trying to like escape that little kidness.
Yeah.
Now we can. Now when we go out, it's like, Chloe and Julian, come along. We're going out. We take them with us. So,
Or
I think it depends on where you are at in your life, right?
There was a survey of 2,000 Americans conducted by Talker Research.
Oh, yeah, Talker. Real good research, yeah.
And apparently cost savings play a big role. 53% say that saving money was a key factor.
That's the other side of it.
But
If you go out, you can't go out for less than $100.
But people also, that's cheap these days.
Yeah, right.
People also appreciate being able to hear conversations better, controlling their environment, skipping the formal attire.
Not getting DUIs, not renting Ubers.
Yeah. Let me grab a couple of calls on this. Are you in the same boat as this survey? Are you in the same boat with Michelle and me, and also Fester and Allison, that just not going out as much? And listen, I got a lot of friends in the restaurant business. I know they don't want to hear this. But I still love going to a whole variety of restaurants. I still love a great meal. But you know what else? Mediocre or even mediocre plus has, really left my purview. It's when I go to a restaurant, it's really got to be memorable. And it doesn't have to be expensive. Memorable does not need to be expensive. Because I can list you a whole bunch of places that are inexpensive that I love. For instance, all right, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. That's how you get in. I'd love to hear from you right now. Are you in the same boat with us that, we're just not going out as much? And what are your reasons? I mean, I just enjoy just not always running. I enjoy just chilling out and, again, the comfort of my own cushy couch in our little home theater setup and a bottle of wine and just a nice, tasty dinner at home. All right, the phones are rolling. 800-990-1047 gets you on. Are you staying in more as well? Hey, and listen, there's still plenty of people going out because the hot restaurants in town,
they're tough to get into, man.
They're still packed. There's still, you got an area with 3 million people or so. You're going to obviously have enough people to fill a lot of these places. So I don't know if places are hurting, but I just know where we are as a couple. Michelle and I are good. What percentage would you say we're down as far as we used to go out X percent of the time versus what is the percentage that you think we've lessened the amount that we go out?
89. We don't go out like, I don't know what you're asking, like the negative?
No,
we're down by 80%, 90%.
How much less are we going out?
Could you make it more complicated? I'll tell you. We have been out twice since the first of the year.
Is that it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just twice? Listen, I know we've been to...
As a couple alone.
Hey,
as a...
Hang on, hold on. We've been to Cafe Paradiso. We've been to Massimo's. We've been to Donatello.
Not since the first of the year.
Really?
Yeah, really.
We've been to...
we went to pizza half a dozen
times.
Hold
on. When did we go to Trattoria Pasquale for the big night? Was that before the first of the year?
Yes. We have not been out since the first of the year. We went once to Pont with a big group.
Right. Oh, that's right.
You and I went to Massimo's. I think we took Chloe.
Okay.
But we went to Luigi's. We were at Massimo's recently.
Yeah.
And
then we can have this debate later.
But guys, you guys don't go out as often as you used to. Okay, you don't
Thank you,
go out
Foster.
twice or 4 times.
Well, Luigi wants us to go to
Yes.
the next big night.
And I can't wait to go.
Yeah.
He's hearing this conversation and he's thinking twice.
Yeah,
he's
saying
maybe
no.
I don't want him.
Maybe not.
That MJ
All
guy
right,
doesn't shut up.
let's go to phones on this. 800-990-1047. Are you in the same boat? Are you going out less? There's a shift. There's a social revolution shift here. And staying in is like the new thing for many. Let me grab Kevin in Sarasota. If you want to get in, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Kevin, hi, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Oh, my favorite morning show. I couldn't live without you. MJ, I really think it's a matter of money. I mean, my wife and I, we used to go out just like you. We're in our 70s now. I mean, to go out for a good meal, I don't know where you get a good meal for $100, maybe at McDonald's. But, it's just a matter of you can make a beautiful meal, like you said, at home with your wife and enjoy a great bottle of wine, not be under any pressure, have a nice conversation. And I think that's the real reason. I think it all comes down to economics. I really do.
Yep. I agree. Money is absolutely the number one factor. Apparently, is money. For us, I got to be honest. It's not money for us. Although I tend to be a little frugal. I mean, I tend to not. I mean, I like fine things, but I'm not a money waster. But it's more about the time and the experience, and just not always feeling like I'm running. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate the phone call. Let's grab Julia in Clearwater. Julia, hi. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hi, good morning, guys.
Hey.
I noticed after the pandemic, I really stopped going out. I got used to staying at home with all of that, stay home. And I've kind of stuck to it. But I'm also 60, and I'm single. So I think maybe I don't feel like going out by myself. And it has gotten really expensive, so I just stay home and cook.
Yeah.
Unless I have a date, I'm staying home.
There you go. Well, I would recommend, swiping left or right on what is that, Tinder?
Well, I'm seeing someone right now, so he's taking me to Blake Shelton on Saturday night.
Awesome.
So.
Hey, have a great time, Julia. Thank you for calling in.
Thanks. All right.
I love the demographics on the show. What? The guy was 70, she's 60.
Mm-hmm.
I'll grab Kenal here in Wesley Chapel. I'm guessing she's in her 40s, kind of a regular caller. Kenal, how old are you?
I'm 40, going to be 41 in July.
Yeah, so that was a good guess. So just, 40 going on 41. Are you in the same boat as Michelle and me?
Yes. So we've got a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old. So we're at a point where we can stay home and do a family movie night / game night with them and get to spend more time with them. And when me and my husband just want a night to ourselves, we'll send them to my mother-in-law's place, who lives a mile away from us.
Yep.
And
there you
the
go.
same amount of money that we would spend going out to a restaurant, we can do 4 or 5 date nights at home quietly.
Staying in is the new going out. Kenal, thanks for the call. Always great to hear from you. How about Tony in Tampa? Tony, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi. Tony, you there?
Oh, hey, yeah, hey.
Hey.
Todd, how you doing?
Hey, man, go ahead.
Hey, I called because it hits the spot, too. I'm in my middle 60s, and in fact, I know you and Michelle sort of from LaFleur's gymnastics.
Oh, yeah, the kids went to,
Chloe.
How do you know us from LaFleur's Gymnastics?
Well, I just started talking to you. I'm very visual, and I was telling you about how I enjoyed your show, and my granddaughter and your daughter Chloe was going there.
There you
and
go.
As
Yep.
You advance,
Yep.
As you advance, Todd, you pay more money. So the money I was spending, supposedly, you know how your kids are young, you get them into things. Now, I'm asking them to go out with me because we just stay at home. Like you said, the wine, the TV, you hang loose. That's all.
That's it. Tony, great to hear from you. Obviously been many years since we've spoken. That's a long time ago that Chloe was doing gymnastics at LaFleur's off of, what is that, Anderson up there?
Talk to you again in 15 years.
Yeah, thanks, Tony. Appreciate it. Rich in Tampa. Rich, MJ Morning Show, you're up.
Yeah, for me, MJ, it's about the lack of service that's out there today. Used to be you could go out to almost any restaurant and be treated well, and now even some of the great restaurants, you just get treated like, you're a task and not not a person.
You know, there are some places where you get phenomenal service, and there are some places where you expect really good service, and sometimes you get a letdown on the experience. And some of these high-priced places that do a good job overall, you got to be on it all the time. With some of the price points that are out there, you got to be totally on top of it. And sometimes places do disappoint, and I find that I've become ultra hypercritical as I become more experienced and older. What are you laughing at?
It's not because you become more experienced. It's because you're getting older.
Yeah, I mean,
that's all it is.
You've been hypercritical since,
Yeah.
All
right.
Rich, thanks for the call. Very good point. Let me grab Shelly in Riverview. Shelly, MJ Morning Show. You're next. Hi.
Good morning.
Morning, Shelly. Go ahead.
I just want to say Michelle hit the nail on the head about being in the kid thing when the kids are young and you just want to get out. Well, now our kids are older. We have a 16-year-old baseball player and a D1 college rower. And between chasing them and their games and their regattas around the country and work travel, there's nothing like being able to come home on the weekend and not have to go out and go upstairs and turn on the movie theater and have the nice bottle of wine and the cocktail and the popcorn and the Dalmatian dogs just sitting to pet your dog and just being home.
Yep. Yeah. Hey, absolutely. Nothing like it. You said cocktail and wine, and guess what? Michelle's into the pregame. So Michelle loves the old fashions I make. Oh, remind me, I've got to get to Lucan's. I'm out of my rye. I got to get some Rittenhouse, okay?
All right. We'll remind you.
Yeah, remind me, would you
We'll
please?
send you a text later.
Yeah, all right. Hey, thank you, Shelly. Great call. All right, 3 more. Oh, look at this, Rick James. I got Rick and James.
Let's go to Rick first.
Let me go to Rick, and then we'll go to James.
Yeah.
Rick James. Doom, 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 doom. Rick is in Dunedin. Rick, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, morning. Great topic. Yeah, for me and my wife, it's a combination of things. It's not the money. It's the experience overall. We find that the services in a lot of places we used to go has degenerated. It's not enjoyable. The food value isn't there really either.
Well, listen, the restaurants, in all fairness, they're getting hammered with food costs. All the prices are going up. You've got portions that are getting reduced. You've got plates that are getting smaller. In fact, I've got a tiny plate story, which actually will fit in nicely right after this. Is that it, Rick?
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that we used to go out once or twice a week.
Yeah, hey, same deal.
Now we go like once a month.
Same deal over here. Yep.
We stay local. It's not that we travel a lot to go out. Like in Dunedin and Palm Harbor, there's a lot of decent places to go. But like I said, it's a combination of value and the experience in the restaurant. I mean, I don't know if people get more ruder or louder as we go out, but it's not as enjoyable as it used to be.
Yeah, Rick, thank you. Good observations. I will go from Rick to James. Rick James. Hello, James. You're on the MJ Morning Show. Welcome.
Hey guys, good morning. And funny story, my wife's name is Jessie, so we get the Jesse James joke a lot. Too,
oh, okay. Well, guess what? You just got the Rick James joke.
But yeah, we're both in our 40s. We have an autistic child and an atypical child, and we're kind of the same way. It's not worth spending the money to go out. We have a couple of jars at home that we've written down suggestions in, and we let the boys pick out, what we're going to do for dinner and then what movie we're going to watch or what game we're going to play for the evening. And they really seem to enjoy that. Even with our autistic child, he loves the interaction and being able to, really spend time with us and get into those moments. So I totally encourage being home more than going out, especially nowadays.
James, thanks for the call. Have a great week. Let me grab Shaver and then Brian. That's it. Shut it off. The phones won't stop on this thing. If you're just tuning in, staying in is the new going out. So we used to go out all the time, but we still go out, but just nowhere near as much. Shaver in Clearwater, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Yeah, how you doing, MJ? Rick stole my thunder. It's kind of the same thing with me. It's just a combination of factors. It's too expensive sometimes, and the experience is not there. And I'm 73, and I just don't feel like going out anymore at times.
Yeah.
When you get 73, trust me, you'll feel the same way.
Thank you, Shaver. I appreciate the call. Last one, Brian St. Pete. Brian, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, good morning. Great topic, by the way. My wife and I, we found that we were going out less. Obviously, when the pandemic hit, like everybody, we stayed home, and we kind of kept that track for a little bit after the pandemic. But to Michelle's earlier point, we've always had this philosophy of having a date night every week. So we've gotten back into that over the last year for at least one night a week while still enjoying more time at the house. And for us, when we're going out, it really is, to the earlier callers' points, more the experience, whether it's a restaurant where we know the staff or something that's really worth taking the time to go out and enjoy.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it, man. We could have taken calls for the rest of the afternoon.
Yeah, we could have.
Yeah, Andrew's turning the damn things away. All right. Look, I thought it was a good topic. That's why I brought it up. Hey, speaking of like food costs and everything, and listen, restaurants are getting hammered because the costs of everything, just the cost of operating has been going through the roof. So I saw an item that American Airlines in their lounges, they're pissing people off. You want to talk about shrinkflation?
What are they doing?
So if you're, a certain flyer status with the different airlines, you get into the Delta Club, the American Airlines, what is it, the Admirals Club. You know what's going on? There are a bunch of complaints. American Airlines, with the free food, they're giving people these little bitty, teensy-weensy, tiny plates.
Oh, yeah.
And they're making the plates so small that you can barely get crap on the plates. And it's like you're fumbling around, like putting your food on like a bottle cap.
I've noticed that. Wait, the clubs that we've been to, the lounges, I've noticed that when we go, it's the smallest of plate that's available. And I'm like, okay, so you have a buffet of, 12 items.
Look at this plate. You can't even fit a breakfast sausage on
exactly.
it.
What is this? Where did you get this?
View from the Wing.
A great aviation website is View from the Wing.
Yep.
Just great stories about travel. View from the Wing. Fester just found a story. Guy's got a breakfast sausage. It's not even like a hot dog. It's a and it can't even fit on the plate. The sausage is too big for the little bitty plate.
You have to cut it in half.
Where's your eggs and toast going to go?
That's the point. So the deal is they're shrinking the plates to reduce the food costs, to try to discourage people, take less food. It costs them less money. And American Airlines is now being called out in their lounges with these tiny little teensy little plates that people can barely get crap on.
That's why I travel with my own plates.
You need to bring the big picnic plates in your carry-on luggage. So you go to the buffet with your own plate. You walk into the Admirals Club American Airlines Lounge or Delta or whatever, United Lounge. You bring your own plate in, and that's what you do. Bring a serving platter.
Load up everything.
That's what you ought to do. All right, 9:22 at the MJ Morning Show. Let me take our break here because we're supposed to have Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura calling in next at 9:30 for the big Two Bears 5K with Jelly Roll that's going to be this Sunday at Ray J, where you can mingle with these guys. You want to mingle with Jelly Roll and Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura? All right, that's coming up next. MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Stand by. Steve and Elizabeth Holland. And here we go. Look at this. Early. Hey, Michelle, what is that old expression that one of Chloe's soccer coaches used to say that on time is late and early's on? What is it?
You got to say it the other way.
Yeah, what is it?
Coach Wade.
Yeah.
Early's on time and on time is late.
There you go. Look at that. They're early. It's Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura. Guys, welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Thank you for having us.
So, are you calling from the West Coast? Are you calling from L.A.?
I'm in L.A. Tommy's in tax evading Texas.
I love it. All right, so you guys are rolling into town along with Jelly Roll. This Sunday, it's the two bears. Actually, I see you crossed out the two, and you've added three bears because Jelly Roll's going to join you guys as well.
Yeah, he's an honorary bear. Tom and I came up with this bonehead idea of putting together a 5K, and I don't think, it was real. It was going to happen, but when Jelly got involved, his transformation of his body became a big story of this. But for the first one, he lost like 70 pounds. Now he's down over the hundreds, and so his journey. Like I said, I just told Tom a few minutes ago. When he crossed the finish line, his wife, Bunny, said, you just changed his life. You guys changed his life. And now this journey he's been on, and I think everyone's been enjoying watching it, and this 5K it's the spark.
Yeah, this is really incredible. So you look at, like, the Jelly Roll transformation. Was he on, you might not know this, but was he taking, like, Ozempic or Wegovy or one of those?
No, he was just doing dabs.
That's great. All right, Tom, I think everyone wants to know, are you going to follow Bert and take your shirt off?
Is Tom not on the call?
No, Tom, are you there? I guess I guess it's just Bert.
All right, Bert, we're Tomless right
now. Hold on. Hang on. Tom is on one. I got a conference call, you guys. All right, hang on.
We're figuring it out, Bert.
All right, Bert. All right, hold on a minute.
We really don't work the equipment that much around here.
Now I got a conference call, Tom. All right, Tom's on a whole different line. I thought you guys were going to be together. Hey,
let's be clear why, because your other line didn't work.
Well, because the other line didn't work because Bert's on it.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
okay.
It all makes sense.
Yeah, usually when we do these deals and they conference call and then it's all on one line. Hey, no problem. We've got the technology. It's 2025. We can conference call. Hey, Tom, welcome from. Bert said you're in tax evading Texas, is what he calls it.
That's one of the places I like to live. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, listen, Florida, same deal. Hey, Bert, you're from or you lived in Tampa Bay. Bert, come on back here. We don't have a state income tax in Florida.
Bro, I would love to go back to Tampa.
Dude, what are you doing in Taxifornia? Why?
I'm waiting for my wife to pass away, and then I'll be in Tampa, and I'll have a brand new wife. She won't speak English, and life will be perfect.
Oh, Bert,
get on my boat every morning.
Bert, you've come to the right spot. Yeah. Do you want a Filipino wife? Because I can help you.
No. I want I'm either gonna go Brazilian or Russian.
Tell you what,
don't go Brazilian.
Why not?
That doesn't work
listen,
out.
dude, Fester.
No.
One of the Brazilian women are smoking.
Yeah, don't marry him.
What is your experience with
That's what I'm
Brazilian
saying.
women?
I have a couple of buddies who've had a couple of negative experiences with anything south of the equator.
Well,
what about a Cuban, Bert? Bert, can't you do a Cuban?
Dude, I want to do Cuban from Cuba, though. I don't want Miami, Cuba. I don't want Ybor City, Cuba. I want from Cuba who doesn't know the rules of America, okay?
Just right off a raft, like looking for freedom, and you're like, I'm here, I'll save you.
Hey, listen, Bert, hey, you know what? Hey, Bert, you're not going to believe this. Bert, this is perfect timing because Saturday in Ybor, there's an all-you-can-eat Cuban contest.
Sandwiches.
Seriously, it's the Founders Day event in Ybor on Saturday, and they're holding an all-you-can-eat Cuban sandwich event.
You know, MJ, you really have to finish that whole sentence. Yeah. You really.
Yeah.
Don't leave us hanging on that sentence.
Bert, you could win that, dude.
I bet I could. I could suck down some Cuban sandwiches.
Oh, man, it's nothing like it good. Hey, so, Bert, when did you live in Tampa? What is your Tampa Bay history?
I grew up in Tampa. I went to Jesuit. I was born and raised in Tampa.
Yep. And when did you leave Tampa?
I went to Tallahassee to go to school, and then I moved to New York to do stand-up. But I would love to live in Tampa. Dude, I go back, and I would live on Davis Island. I'd live right by Gronk.
Yeah.
I would never get off Davis Island. I would live on that island. I'd own that island. I'd have a float in Gasparilla. I've got it all planned out. I know the boat I want. I just need my wife to move on, you know?
Bert, what is your wife's deal with California? Is she from California?
Oh, no, she's a redneck. She barely can read and write. She raised our kids here. When Tom moved to Austin, we were going to move to Austin and for a second.
Right.
And then Leanne went to Austin and was like, I ain't moving here.
Wow. All right, so let's talk about Two Bears. It's technically Two Bears. Jelly Roll's joining, so we're going to call it Three Bears. But tell us about the whole Two Bears 5K this Sunday at Raymond James.
Tom?
Well, it's a full day of festivities all at Raymond James Stadium. If you haven't signed up, you can still sign up at twobears5k.com. We take all types of fitness levels. People sometimes get intimidated if they're not runners, that it's going to be like this intense race. It is not like that. People walk it, people jog it, some people sprint it, but every fitness level is welcome. And then we have a full day of festivities for you. There's music, there's food, there's recovery centers, there's like cold plunges and saunas, there's Porosos, vodka everywhere. It's a party. It's a full day party. So we highly encourage people to come out and just participate with us.
All right, so if you're Navy SEAL fit or if you're fat bastard, you've got a category for everyone.
Both extremes. And there's people that will do it in 15 minutes.
Wow.
And then there's people that'll do it in 50 minutes. So it's like, just come out and do whatever you feel like doing. Bring your friends. People bring their kids. They bring their spouses. It really is just like a community experience. And last year we did it at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. It kind of blew us away that people were like just you just get such a community vibe. And then this time there's more than 3 times the amount of participants and people are still signing up. And it's overwhelming, but it's very cool to see everybody come together and do it.
The start time is going to be 10 a.m. It's this Sunday. I mean, where else? Bert Kreischer, Tom Segura, and Jelly Roll, who's a fraction of himself apparently these days, down, like 200 pounds. I mean, where else are you going to run into these 3 guys? One place, Ray J, the start time is going to be 10 a.m. Hey, I'm hearing rumors that there's a BOGO special as well.
There is. Bert? Is he there? Did he leave us?
Bert, you there?
I was on line 1. Sorry.
Paging Bert. Pick up the nearest courtesy phone.
I was wondering why no one was responding to my racist jokes. We had so many people sign up that we had to add so many heats and extend it by so much that we have space now. So we have a buy one, get one free. So 50% off your registration. Just go to 2bears5k and sign up using the code BOGO. So right now, if you're a wife and you've got a fat husband who rolls out of bed on his side because he can't sit up like a regular person, you sign both of you up and let this be the spark, just like Jelly Roll, that changes your life. So if you're listening, go to 2bears5k, sign up using the code BOGO, and you and your husband run it together. And I'm telling you, it'll change your life.
Oh, my God.
And for people listening, too, about the participants, there's also going to be, look, there's some surprise country superstars are going to be there. A bunch of NFL players, Bucks and other NFL players are going to be there.
Wow.
So you're going to have like a star-studded, contingency there.
That's awesome. So if you go to 2bears5k.com, 2bears, the number 2bears5k.com, sign up for the 5K this weekend at Raymond James with Bert Kreischer, Tom Segura, Jelly Roll. It's a BOGO. At checkout, use the promo code BOGO, B-O-G-O, just like a Publix deal, and you'll get 2 for 1. So it's a hell of a deal. Guys, it sounds like a phenomenal event. I wish you the greatest success, and great to have you guys both on the MJ Morning Show this morning.
Thank you so
MJ,
much.
it's a pleasure finally talking to you, man. Thank you so much for having us on.
Yeah, Bert, obviously you're, I know that you're buddies with Mike for years, and have we ever met over the years? Because I've been here forever as well. Bert, how the hell have
and I was so excited when I saw you on the list. I was like, finally.
Yeah, how is it that we never crossed paths? I've been in radio here since 1994.
Yeah,
how is it?
He left after Jesuit to go to college and then go to New York. I mean, he listened for a while. He was in school, but. He's been out doing something.
Anyway, Bert, listen, we'll hook up at some point. I can put you. I'll put you on hold, and maybe give Andrew, my producer, some contact information. Michelle and I will take you out to dinner with your. We'll get your wife out of California. We'll get her out to a nice Tampa Bay dinner. Okay.
MJ, I love that.
All right, hold on. I'll put you on hold here quickly, and give Andrew some contact information. I'm not going to give it out, and
of course,
I'll take you out to dinner.
Let's give it out.
Yeah. Be a shut up, Festa.
Real good call,
All
MJ. I'm not going to give it out.
Yeah, hey, listen, guys, best of luck this weekend. We'll give you plugs, all day tomorrow as well, and I wish you the best with the 5K.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, brother.
Appreciate it.
All right, hang on. I'm going to stick you guys on hold here. All right, Bert's on 12. On the hot. Let's get some contact information.
MJ, I know you're not the biggest podcast guy, but you got to take some time and listen to a couple of their podcasts. They're funny guys.
Yeah, I've heard very good things about their podcast.
Absolutely.
Anyway, so that's a lot of fun. You want to hear a great tip? Listen to this. Oh, I didn't ask him about Jelly Roll and the pardon. The next thing now is I think we mentioned this, that the Tennessee Parole Board is recommending a full pardon. Yeah, we did talk about this.
We did.
They're recommending a full pardon for Jelly Roll for his past indiscretions, because Jelly Roll was a punk-ass hoodlum,
Yeah, for a couple of years he was, yeah.
And now you got Jelly Roll here, turned his entire life around. He really became big right as, the middle of COVID. It was 2021 is when Jelly Roll, just exploded. Yeah, his weight exploded, too. I think he was knocking on 400 pounds.
I think he's been 400 plus for a long time.
But no, apparently he's lost 200 pounds now, and he's also trying to lose the weight around his neck of being a convicted felon. And at this point, there's a pardon recommendation from the parole board, and now it's up to the governor of Tennessee to go ahead and pardon the guy completely. So a full pardon. So I wish Jelly Roll the best. And, if you want any facial tattoo removal tips, call Pete Davidson. Yeah.
And Jelly Roll could use those too.
Yeah, at some point, I think Jelly Roll's going to get sick of the haphazard tattoos. They look like prison tats.
No.
It's like he had his cellmate, Randy, put his facial tattoos on with, like a ballpoint pen. Seriously, that's what it looks like. All right, 9:42 at the MJ Morning Show. Hey, this is a great tip. So I'm going to be flying Spirit Sunday. So I'm flying to see my dad this weekend. So I'm going to fly Southwest over. That worked better for me, but I'm flying Spirit back. And, I go bare bones on Spirit. I don't buy the upgraded seat. I don't get the big, fat, comfy seat. I try to book far out. I typically can get one-way fares on Spirit to Fort Lauderdale for $39.99. I mean, I can't even drive from my house to fill up my tank for that little.
You literally cost you more in gas.
Absolutely. So I'm flying Southwest over. I'm flying Spirit back, and I buy the cheapest seat whatsoever. And listen, this is great. A guy's on Spirit, and he asks for water, and they sell, I guess, Dasani bottled water. It's $5. If you're on Spirit, if you want water, it's a bottle of water, and it's $5 for the water.
Carry your own damn water.
Well, hang on a minute.
No bones about it.
Listen to what the Spirit flight attendant said. The Spirit flight attendant said, hey, let me give you a tip. The water costs you money. The ice is free. I'm going to give you a couple of cups of ice. Just wait till it melts.
What?
That's what the flight attendant, that was the advice from the, I thought that was great.
Are you even on the plane long enough for the ice to melt?
Maybe not on MJ's flight, but
Yeah.
if you took one across the country.
Listen, you put it in your crotch area.
Oh.
Yeah.
And that'll melt up quickly.
Gross.
Is what you do. You got crotch water going. Oh, crotch water.
Free.
No, I mean, I'm just thinking of a new brand. The water category has gone crazy. Everyone's got a water brand out.
It would depend on whose crotch.
Crotch water.
Not against it, but I want to see a picture.
And kudos to the Spirit flight attendant that told the guy, hey, listen, I understand you don't want to pay $5 for a bottle. I mean, a bottle, what do you think that costs, Spirit? A bottle of freaking Dasani water. What does it cost them, a quarter?
Maybe 30 cents? How much could it possibly cost?
Tops. And they sell the thing for $5. Well, I got to make up for my $37.99 seat. I guess going on over. Anything else before we get out of here today? Oh, Fester. I have the opening. I guess it's today. Oh, you need to leave, dude.
What's going on?
You're an Aldi fan.
I am an Aldi fan.
The old Winn-Dixie on Swan in Hyde Park.
Us today?
Became an Aldi this morning.
I think that's the first one that I've heard of that's a converted Winn-Dixie to open up.
The conversion, yeah.
And I'm dying to see how it looks.
Yeah, it opens up today.
All right.
Today's Thursday. So I believe it's open right now. The new Aldi on Swan. Yep, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. They've been open for 45 minutes.
I'll go this evening.
You ought to just drive over there now. Why would you want to go all the way up to Lutz and then come on back down?
You know what? You're right. I'll see you later, guys.
Just leave right now.
I mean, okay.
Just go.
All right. It's just a supermarket.
I know.
But you know what? The Winn-Dixies have a much bigger floor plan than any Aldi that's out there. So I wonder if are they going to have new products? Are they going to have things that they don't offer at the smaller Aldi near my house?
Why don't you go and give me a full report?
I will. I'll single space.
How about that? And how ticked would you be if you go on a dinner cruise and there's a tide problem and you get stuck on the boat for hours and you can't get off?
Ew.
You got to watch the tides, man. That's a crappy captain right there for not knowing the tide schedule.
Apparently, he made a wrong turn.
Yeah, no kidding.
So this is crazy. About 100 people went on a dinner cruise at a John's Pass. And John's Pass. So about 100 people were on one of these dinner cruise boats at a John's Pass, one of these dinner cruises on Tuesday night, and they got stranded until after midnight. So they leave before sunset. And wow, the Calypso Breeze, which is a 65-footer, and it's part of the Starlight Cruises fleet.
Have you ever gone on one of those dinner cruises?
No. No, that's not my speed. So all the folks on board were stranded on the north side of Treasure Island at low tide. 91 people on board. 10 were crew members. According to Charlie Ward, who's the Starlight Cruises COO, Ward said that the boat left the dock at 7 p.m., was supposed to be on the water for 2 hours. They were supposed to be back at 9. They didn't get back until close to 1 a.m. Yeah, they had to wait until the water level came back, as in the tide, like Blondie sang. The tide is high. You know, they had to wait for the tide to roll back in around 12:30 in order to be able to move the boat again.
What did the boat people do? Did you just open up the bars and have a party or what?
Well, everyone on board had their money refunded, so they all got a free. Okay. They got a free low tide stranded dinner cruise.
Right. Oh my God! I'll say this: while it's probably an unexpected hassle, it's not the worst outcome in the world. It's 3 hours. You're there. You're on a date anyway. Imagine if it was your first date and you hated each other.
Imagine if Jeff Knight was on a boat near your dinner cruise.
This is actually the best captain story we've had in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, there's no Captain Brock. There's no Captain Jeff.
Yeah, how about that?
This guy just ran it aground.
Yeah.
That's it. Wait for the tide. He's fine.
So once the tide came up, the boat was able to float again. Yeah, it was stuck on like a sandbar, stuck on sand. And all the passengers, they got dinner, drinks, and a full refund.
It actually sounds not that terrible.
Yeah, no damage to the boat when it finally docked. I guess the Coast Guard, they were notified. The Coast Guard inspected the boat. Some of the passengers were a little upset.
Oh, get over it.
I guess they closed the bar at 9 p.m.
Oh, screw you.
Oh, no.
No.
No. Yeah, no. They some of the passengers were upset. They closed the bar at 9 p.m. It should have been free flowing until after midnight.
Until it runs out.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting an Uber ride home.
Yeah, I guess they were talking about bringing another boat to do a transfer, or I would have just swam to shore.
Well, you're in shape.
Yeah.
I would have just stayed there.
All right. What do you want to know, Andrew?
Caller wanted to know the name of the Italian dough maker you mentioned earlier.
I never mentioned. I forgot the brand name. Why? Hang on. What line? Oh, it's not the call on hold? The Italian dough maker. Yeah, because the KitchenAid mixer is just a hunk of crap. There's like this high-end, like home semi-professional dough mixer. I think it's like Ferriga or something. F-R-I. Look that up.
You watch your mouth.
Look up Ferriga. F-I-R-A-G-A or something.
F-I-R-A-G-A.
See if that's right. Ferriga. I don't know. Maybe that's not the right. But it's like a semi-pro dough mixer. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's like, maybe that's not Friga, I don't know.
Sounds like you're trying to curse at me.
Yeah, I forgot that. I was trying to find the picture. I thought I saved it. Wait a minute, I might have a screenshot saved. Hold on a minute. And we got the Cash Kitty coming up in a minute. So, listen, I got one person asking. I'll find it for tomorrow. All right, we got to roll. Cash Kitty happens in minutes. So we are minutes away. 9 minutes away from the next Cash Kitty word, and you're shot at $1,000 next on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. And let's be careful out there.
Hear the latest MJ Morning Show podcast on the Q105.